Hey, did he shout out? Hey everybody, I'm Tommy, and you are on the lifeboat. What did you think of that? What did you think of that harmonica? Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah, that's makes me think of an old man. Kind of turned me on.
I like the harmonica. I play the harmonica. Did you know that?
I kind of did. Hey, Kristen, Melinda, I hear harmonica and I think of 90-year-olds, and I get a lot of things. I get slick. Let's put it.
Yo, just for the record, man. There's a lot of people that are younger than 90 that dig the harmonica. It's the blues harp. I mean, it's sort of the staple of the in blues. You got to have it. You know? And I'd like to say that that's me playing that. It's not, but I would really like to say that. It would make me feel.
It could be if you'd help me.
I'm not that good, but I could be if you just gave me a little assistance, maybe. Yeah.
It's a great intro, and I told Casper I would happily pay him to do something over on the that one channel, Relatable Reese.
Real table,
whatever you want to call it, unrelatable Reese, because sometimes I'm not relatable.
The Duchess of Grift. Let's say hi to some people, shall we? It's Kristen Melinda is here. Sweet Liberty, what's happening? Hey, Lumen, Danette McClure. How are you, Danette? I hope you're having a better day. Pam, good to see you. Miss Sunrise Dawn, you doing all right? Kestrel, good to see you. Joe, Mama, Yadira. Sandra Ferguson is here. Pam. Did I say Pam? I feel like I said Pam. I may have said Pam. Denise, good to see you. Bailey, how are you? Mary E, good to see you. I think, boy, it's moving quick. It's moving quick. DNV, good to see you. Roberta, help me. The Bohemian Luciferian Witch. I'm glad you're here. Miss Sunrise Dawn, Debbie Blair, Debbie Zito. We got the Debbie crew. Mm-hmm. There is Johnny Scoville. That would be the Johnny Scoville.
Thank you, Johnny. That's he what?
He's in love, you know. I'm not sure if you've heard.
I haven't heard. I haven't been on YouTube much, to be honest. I've been.
Yeah, he's head over heels. He's pretty torn up. It's kind of tough to watch.
I don't know what that's like.
It's a cat. It's a cat. Oh. Caroline in Canada, good to see you. Yadira Ex Mortis. Kim, good to see you. Kim, how are you? I'm glad that you are here. And it is Shelly Kelly.
Thank you, Tony Suter.
What did Tony Suter say?
She said I look awesome.
Did I not say that a second ago too? Right before we went live, I went, damn. I think I may have thrown out a damn.
I didn't hear it at all, but thank you.
Quibs. It was the very first thing I said when you came on. I said, damn, you look amazing.
I'm not saying you didn't, babe. I'm just saying I didn't hear it. But thank you.
You need to tighten up your game because I'm throwing out the good ones, man. I was laying it on pretty thick. Did you see my thumbnail?
I did. That was cute.
You know what though? They beat on me anyway. I thought I'd throw them a bone. You know what? Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that about the cat. Can we get some thoughts and prayers for the family? There's nothing worse than losing a family member. Yeah, Abigail, I'm so sorry. There's nothing worse than losing a family member. Thoughts and prayers for you and yours. It's that's hard, and I'm very, very sorry. Debbie Blair says, Reese, you always look so fabulous. I agree. I do agree. I can't argue.
Thank you very much. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't always feel that way, but it's so kind of you to say it.
It's the hair.
Is it the hair?
Yeah, when it's swept up a little bit, when you go a little bit more 80s doll, when you got it a little bit higher, yep, it flips my switch. I'm an old man. I grew up in the 80s.
I didn't have a choice. It's raining a lot here. So I thought whenever it does that, it just gets big anyway. But thank you. Jay Rambo says, what's the tattoo on your arm? I have a couple of tattoos. This one says here, I'm rooting for you. Right there. And then it says, I'm on your side. That's something that my husband who passed away always used to say to me. I'm rooting for you, kid, and I'm on your side. And then that was him. His name was Fred. And I like horseshoes. I consider them lucky, as one does. And I thought that was kind of fun. So I did
as one does.
As one does.
I'm surprised you didn't know that. Yes, me and my cat. The day 26 interview, part 5, was amazing. For those that don't know what that reference was, this is a group that was put together by P. Diddy during the HBO making of the band stuff, and they were interviewing these guys. And these are some big tough black dudes. And they're just sitting there doing the interview, and they started to talk about what it was like for working for Diddy. And within probably about 6 minutes of the interview, every single one of them was weeping. That man did a lot of damage. Isn't that lovely?
She asked to see the watch. I love this watch. I want to say sorry to Mary Behrens. My husband is dying. They put him on a morphine drip. I've been talking to her for a while. Mary, really sorry.
Mary.
And that's incredibly hard. And I'm sorry, Mary. And I'll talk to you privately about it.
Yeah, I wish I could think of something intelligent to say. Thoughts and prayers for you. That really is so hard. That watch is the same age as me. It has aged so much better than I have, hasn't it?
This size, really?
Yeah. That is made the same year as I was. Kind of a big deal too.
It keeps time. Some of them don't.
No, they all do, but some of them need to be wound. That one has a battery. My girl hasn't got the watch thing down just yet.
I put them on.
I'll say, that looks great. Wait a sec, babe, that's not the right time. And she'll go, oh yeah, I don't know how to.
I don't know. I don't keep track of that. I mean, it's a
fairly easy concept. It's just, but anyway, that one there you don't have to worry about because it has a battery in it.
I like.
And you know what's funny?
A lot.
That's a Longines, and if you take the back off of that watch, I showed you the inside of that. It's even though it is a quartz movement watch, the entire inside is made of metal, and it's perlaged metal, and it's jeweled. Like they got into it back in 1970. That was high tech. That was big technology and super expensive.
Cool. I love silver and gold together. I love it.
Yeah, I remember when I pulled that watch out of my. I was unpacking. You and I were somewhere. We were on a trip, but I was unpacking it out of my bag, and you went. It was like a tractor beam kind of a thing. It happens a lot with my watches.
Swipe. Yeah. Tommy will pull a watch out of a bag and I get a hold of it real fast. I did not. I got my tattoo. Yeah, no, I do. I forget about the one on my back. I got when I was like 18. Yes, you can have tattoos in Scientology. They've actually loosened up on that a lot. They used to be super weird and judgy about it.
Well, they have to, don't they?
Yeah. I noticed in the last 10 years, a lot of like younger Scientologists are getting a lot of tattoos, and a lot of them are getting Scientological themed tattoos, which is so cool.
Nice.
Roberta, where is my ring?
Hold on. I've had it. Don't move.
I don't know the answer to that one, Renee B, but it's good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. And thank you for everyone who went over and subscribed to my channel. I couldn't be more grateful for that. Appreciate that very much. Happy birthday to your daughter, Shay B.
I talked about this over on the Atwood channel, and there would be the ring there. Now, I had to have it sized because someone didn't tell someone else the correct size. See, I was trying to be like the slick boyfriend / soon to be fiance that just wanted to drop this. So I asked once very specifically what the size of her ring finger was, and she told me.
Babe,
she told me misinformation.
My fingers have shrunk in the last year. My fingers have gotten even small. I don't have big hands anyway, but I was always a size 7, and now I'm probably a 6. Like they're really, really small.
About 6 1/4, I think, is what it better freaking be 6 1/4. I'll tell you what. If it's not 6 1/4, it's gonna fit anyway.
Oh crap! Hold on, it's pouring and the cats are out.
Go get them. I could talk for a while. Yes, I would like to get down on one knee. I would like to put this on your finger. I would like to do it the appropriate way. And we tried to do that the last time, except it could have fit on your thumb. If you don't know what I'm talking about, head over to Relatable Reese and check out the show that we did on New Year's Eve. Yeah, it was the New Year's Eve show. The previous New Year's Eve we had gotten together. That one's worth watching. The 2-punch combination is actually pretty cool if you watch the two of them together, because we kind of came together for real on the previous Christmas Eve, and then on this last one, I asked you to marry me.
New Year's Eve.
I was so good at doing it. I'm sorry. It was an excellent job. I nailed it.
You nailed it.
except for the ring size.
I didn't know until tonight over on Atwood that you were planning to get down on one knee. I love how you said that in advance. It would have been cooler if I didn't know.
The problem becomes...
And a lot cooler if you did.
The problem becomes, I'm not exaggerating, the number of people who go, where's the ring? Like I pawned it for crack. I'm not going to ship it off. I kind of wanted this to be a romantic kind of a thing, you know?
And when are you planning to do that?
I was hoping to maybe not share that with the entire world before I shared it with you, maybe off air. But if you just want to do that.
You told everybody on Outwood, babe.
There's that rash that I've had as well. Let's talk about that. It's, you know, right where your leg, I'm kidding. There's no rash, but you see what I'm saying. I was throwing it out there. Like we do share quite a bit of everything. I'm trying to head there for the next holiday. You know, the next holiday, don't you?
Are you really? Because that's a week away.
That's what I hear. That's the rumor so far, is that it is only a week off. So that's what I'm working on. It's tough when you're a yes. No, it's my rash. See, that's how the rumors start, Noah. It's all fun and games.
It's got to be your bowl.
It would have to be your bowl. And by the way, you can't prove that. You can't prove that. Yes, I did get a little bit of the side eye, but it's nothing new.
Girls have a button and boys have a pole, which wicked touching takes its toll.
Was that Scientological?
Nope, that was from great movie with Molly Shannon and Will Ferrell. Superstar.
Oh, you know what? It was from Superstar.
I love that.
I love Molly Shannon.
I do too.
I
love Molly Shannon.
She's fantastic.
So funny, that movie.
Put a deuce in the chat if you saw that movie. You know what we're talking about. It's it's kind of sad because honest to goodness, we're really good at a art form that not a lot of people get. It's one of the reasons that Johnny Scoville digs my fiance as much as he does. And a lot of my other friends, if they were still alive, would have also, because you have the ability to, it's not just a matter of memorizing movie lines, because that's something that you either have the brain to do or you don't, because you don't memorize them. You don't sit and go back and watch it. You just have that brain or you don't.
Yeah. But
knowing the proper time to drop it never fails. How often Quibbs hits me with a really funny line from a movie in a really, really inappropriate time. And I laugh and the person looks at me like, what's wrong with you? Because what they heard her say wasn't funny to them. But what I heard her say is knocking me the hell down.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing.
It takes a very special type of person. I've not met very many people like Tommy that gets it. And by the way, that's very kind, Patty. She says, if I don't hear she got spoiled rotten on Valentine's Day, I'm unsubscribing. Just from this channel, though, Patty, not mine. Of course.
But just in my own defense, how many wristwatches do you own, Quibsy?
What does that matter? What does that
I'm just asking him one of those run-of-the-mill fart around questions. How many wristwatches do you think you own?
10? 12?
Probably somewhere in that ballpark, yeah. Which, if you do the math, means that I've given you a wristwatch a month since we started doing this. No, I'm just saying, of course I'm going to take care of you. You knock that off. Okay. Did I ever hear about the timepiece gentleman scandal?
What did I just see?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Corn Pope, I have. Is that the guy's name? Yes, it is the guy's name. And I know who you're talking about. I know the scandal. I'm just not sure if that was the right name, but I do know exactly who you're talking about. And I know the scandal. This is why it's one of the reasons that when you use, when you put a watch on, if you hold up a watch so that people can look at it, like a Rolex, if you go between the lugs, you can see where the serial number is. And people would see a serial number, or they would go into a shop and take a look at a watch and they try to get the serial number and they report the watch stolen. And then they go to the cops and say, guess what? That watch is at such and such a pawn shop or jewelry store. And they try to, it's a con, but he got caught. He's going to federal prison. He's going to be going away for a long time.
I like what Pam says down there.
Yes. And thank you for your help. I appreciate you, Helpy Helperton.
I like that a lot.
Thank you, Helpy Helperton. Sorry.
I like that idea a lot. So, I know somebody said they liked Talladega Nights better with Will Ferrell. Was Molly Shannon in that? She was.
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
played
She played the drunk wife.
Yep, that's right.
She played the wife that is just
Yeah,
always ready to go. Ready
very
to party. She
flirty.
was funny in that.
Yeah, her character was kind of like mine around old men. Remember how she'd go up and like touch them and
Yeah.
sorry.
Except she was chiffazed. Very nice. Very
Right.
nice.
But I like to do that to the old guys at Costco over by the
I know you do. Wharton Thistle, good to see you, my brother. Yeah, you like doing it. You don't even need to be plied by alcohol, which is just absolutely lovely.
Not at all. Not at all.
I adore Molly Shannon as well. She's really, really funny. And there are times when she's being super silly that she reminds me of my older sister. My older sister sometimes reminds me of Molly Shannon.
I love Molly Shannon. I've always loved her. I think she's hilarious.
I wouldn't forget roses, although Reese is not really a rose girl. I know what to do. I promise you.
Did you know I wasn't a rose girl?
I've played before, of course.
I don't remember telling you that.
Well, I ask you questions and I don't forget things.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that we were going to talk about the cult of Scientology, and my first question actually has something to do with tying all of this together. Turd Ferguson, good to see you. Did you guys celebrate St. Valentine's Day when you were a Scientologist? None of these holidays,
Absolutely not. We don't even celebrate birthdays.
So if you threw a birthday party, would you catch crap from the cult?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, you know that to be true because you don't go to weddings. You're not allowed to go to funerals. I mean, it's around the clock. You need to be on doing services. So birthdays are not important. Parties are not important. Funerals are not important. And getting married certainly is not important. Patty, he lives in Tucson, Arizona, and I am in Bug Tussle, Tennessee.
Yeah. I went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma. Sorry. They also brought you some really rowdy stuff like you can have sex, providing.
What?
I said, yes, we can have sex, providing you're flat on your back, right? And then there's a lot of other things you don't want to do if you're in that bedroom. You have to be just a little bit north of vanilla.
Very vanilla
south
sex.
of vanilla.
Yeah, very vanilla sex. Birthday for Huxley. Yeah, I had a birthday for Huxley because I didn't put him in Scientology. I kept him from Scientology.
Good for you.
And what about other holidays like Christmas? No, don't celebrate it. Don't celebrate it. What gift are you giving Tommy? Oh, come on, Renee. We all know that's not how Valentine's Day works. Renee, you're funny. That's cute.
Never a doubt.
Yeah.
Never a doubt. On the bright side,
I know what Tommy likes. Trust me. I think that I feel really confident in my abilities. Took me a while to get it down, but I feel like I actually get it down now. Yeah.
Got it down. And thank God for that. Long distance relationships make the heart grow fonder. They absolutely do. We've been known to sleep with each other at long distance. And before you pervs get all bent out of shape, it's more along the lines of just setting up a laptop on a pillow so you can roll over and see whether or not Bo has decided to lay sideways across the wife, or perhaps she has two cats here, a dog on the other side, and I can hear Gertrude doing the Gertrude snore.
Yes,
if you've never heard.
Bo throws his leg over my neck and farts. Abigail says, so I take it's true that there are no holidays celebrated in Scientology. Not the case. It's up to you. It's not like I would say, no, we don't celebrate Christmas. It's not like a Jehovah's Witness situation. However, most people don't celebrate it because the whole point when you're in Scientology is you are clearing planet Earth. So we are not here to celebrate. We're not here to go on vacations. You don't do vacations. You simply pour all your money in and time into the organization. Did you ever meet Tom Cruise? I met Isaac Hayes and John Travolta.
You met Isaac Hayes?
I met him in London at a party. And I met Kirstie Alley. He was from Wichita.
Kirstie Alley, I went to a party full of Scientologists when they were trying to recruit me to do some speaking, or basically just to recruit me to be in this cult. And it didn't work. But Tom Cruise was there. I've told the story a bunch of times on the boat, but he and I are born on the same day. And when he came out, when I went to the door, he was like, "You're Brett." I said, "I am." And he goes, "What?" He goes, "You and I were born on the same day." And I said, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah. What are the odds?" And I wanted to say, "How do you know when I was born?" But I just went with 1 in 365, which I thought was really funny because that is the odds, right? If there are 365 people in a room, one other person's going to have a birthday the same as me. So old Tom Cruise and I had the same birthday. And when I said that, like the woman I was married to laughed, a couple other people laughed, and he just had that look like
Dead behind the eyes.
yeah. And he was standing, I'm not joking. He was standing. So you had to step up to get into this person's house in California. It
Oh,
was
he's
only
very
like
short.
maybe, yeah, with about 6 inches that I had to step up to get in there. And he and I were on the same height.
Did he look like Christian Bale in American Psycho?
No.
That's
No,
what I mean. I don't think
love
it's
that
true,
movie.
but did you see that quote that Christian Bale said he got his inspiration for that character through Tom Cruise doing some interview on a late night show? How he's just totally dead behind the eyes. Like he's happy, but you can tell he's dead behind the eyes. It was kind of wild. I don't know what that means, Bailey. Are you guys separated by work on purpose?
Well, we're separated because I lived here prior to this, so we're consolidating and trying to figure out exactly where we're going to move once we officially tie the knot. But that's what that is all about. And yes, as a matter of fact, I do have a cat tattoo. I mean a watch tattoo.
No, you don't. No, you didn't.
Woman, I don't have a watch tattoo.
A watch tattoo?
Yeah.
I know where all your tattoos are.
You've seen them, have you? Okay, so
I mean, I
I
don't pay
have
a lot of attention to them once you're naked. No.
apparently not because I have a tattoo of a watch.
No, you don't. Quit
Would
it.
you like to bet?
Where?
I'm not telling. If I tell you where, then there's no point in this bet. But absolutely, I do. Yes, I do have a watch tattoo, as it is a very
I
important
could
thing to me in
close
the whole
my eyes
country.
and point out every one of your tattoos in case we needed to do an autopsy. I know where your tattoos are. What are you talking
Then
about?
point out the watch tattoo.
Is it that weird thing on your ankle?
No,
Like the Pink Floyd looking thing?
no, it's not the weird thing on my ankle. Let's take that bet. Let's take that bet. What do you think?
It's weird. Okay, we missed some questions. Somebody asked about
I can't believe you don't know that. All right, I'm going to show everybody. It does require me to take off my pants, but this won't take long. Everybody just calm down. No, it's on my shoulder, kid.
Oh, you're Alice in Wonderland? That's
Look.
not the same thing.
What is that then? What's he got right there?
Okay, that's not
He has a watch in his hands, and the watch is exploding. That's the whole premise of the thing. See the numbers flying off?
Forget it.
Absolutely.
I said no.
Absolutely. You lose.
No, it's
You
not
lose.
the same thing. That's not the same thing.
What do you mean that's not the same thing? Of
Not the
course
same
it is.
thing. It's silly.
Of course it is. It's the bunny from Alice in Wonderland. He's holding a anyway.
It's sad Scientology sucks the fun and joy out of life. It certainly does. Yeah, but you find ways to have fun. But it is true. Like sexually, I thought that was an interesting topic. And I do think it's weird that like some of the people here and on Atwood get weird when we talk about sex. You talk about Diddy freak off and putting like chicken eggs in beeholes. So I don't understand why talking about sex is so no. But it is true that in Scientology, people would never partake in freak offs. Like none of those celebs guys, I promise you, were at the Diddy freak offs. They're not. We're interrogated hardcore around the clock. I had to give up everything, every sexual thought I had, every time I had sex. You had to talk about that. And it was usually with a guy, and it was uncomfortable.
I can't imagine actually how uncomfortable, but I do understand what you're saying. Abigail, I didn't get in any trouble in terms of going to prison until I was, the first time I was incarcerated, I was 39. I mean, I had gone to jail, but I had never gone to prison. I worked as a public speaker with a bunch of Scientologists and OT8s. Well, one was an OT8, and the rest were people that worked for him and around him. And I spent a lot of time, you've heard me talk about him before, but I spent a lot of time going out and working with him in California. And this was long before my drug habit caused me to crash and burn, so to speak. It was before I robbed banks, before I did any of that.
And someone said, Lori said, I don't understand how Masterson was able to get away with what he did if you have to confess everything. That's a great point. I don't know if Masterson was he active? Was he getting auditing? Was he not? I don't know his situation. I never met the guy. I don't know much about him. Like, I don't know where he was at on the bridge.
So according to the stuff that people were saying back during the Masterson trial, I think he was more Scientologist, almost in name more than anything else, if that makes sense. He was definitely a Scientologist. He definitely believed, but he wasn't working through programs or doing any of those things. I don't think he had ever achieved clear. He started acting so young in life that he was on that treadmill. And I think that it was more about the fame thing than everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Kristen Melinda says rich celebrities have different rules than regular rank and file Scientologists. That's probably very true. I will tell you that I don't know where Morristown is. I will tell you that Tom Cruise, my mother-in-law was a big person at Flag, and Tom Cruise, my brother-in-law was a Flag supervisor, and Tom had his own entire course room to himself to study in. No one was allowed to study in his course room. So, I mean, yes, they make absolute concessions for celebs. So, yeah, I mean, I still believe, like, for instance, I think that John Travolta personally, I think he's gay, and I think they know it, and he can't. That's why he can't be openly gay, because Scientology is against that. So I'm sure that's come up in his auditing.
So with Masterson, what happened with him is really kind of unique. They knew exactly the women, everybody goes, the women didn't report this for 20 years. The women reported it to the cult of Scientology almost instantly, and they investigated it. But he was a very big deal, and he had paid off, so to speak. There was a cash settlement in a couple of these cases, and they sat down for an arbitration where the sicko said he wanted to hear. He thought in order to heal, he wanted to hear exactly what he had done to these people, and he wanted to sit there and have the woman tell the story of exactly what he did to her. He was a really sick dude, but they were very aware of what he was doing. I don't know if it had anything to do with being on the cans. It was because the women reported him. The cult was very aware of what he was doing.
Blessed beyond measures. I've never seen you before, but thank you for that comment. That is so kind. That never gets old. It's just up a little bit. It's not far up at all.
You all make my day.
Yeah, it's really kind.
It's beautiful. It really is. You all make my day. I was watching your other recordings, Reese. I love the way you just speak your thoughts. And when you're teasing Tommy, you have the prettiest smile, and poor Tommy gets all tore up. Yeah, that's so. Have they been watching?
Thank you. Actually, the part I'm really happy about is the way you speak your thoughts. Thank you. I often get, not often, but a lot of people don't like that. They don't like how open I am. So thank you for saying it's very validating. What do I think happened to Shelly Miscavige? I have no idea on that. I wasn't in LA. I personally, my guess is that she's up far away somewhere. They have her put away somewhere with a bunch of staff and security.
I don't think that anybody really knows where she's at, right? I'm not sure that anyone has any idea.
I don't think she's there against her will, though, to be honest. I don't think she's trying to escape. I think like most Scientologists.
She's a believer.
Yeah, they're not leaving. They're not going to leave. Susie, he has my engagement ring. It was being sized. They're not going to leave. I said this yesterday on my channel. I really want to help the jester women. And I really want to help Scientologists. The problem is I was one for 38 years. I would have never left. I mean that. I would have never left. We don't want to leave. It's the part in The Sounds of the Lamb. He says, what happened when you tried to free them? And she says, I opened their gate to their pen and they wouldn't move. They just stood there. Scientologists are the same way. They're just not going to go. We have too much to lose. I say this to you guys a lot. Close your eyes and imagine being in that. Your whole family, your husband, your wife, your 4 kids, your boss, your job, everything is rooted in Scientology. You going to leave? You'll lose everybody. You'll lose your job, your husband, your wife, your 4 kids. It's not worth it. We'll take the abuse. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, sadly, I think that's this is common throughout most cults. It's how you keep someone in. You know, you separate them so much that the only people that they know and the only people that they can relate to and the only people that speak the same language as them, same beliefs, all of this stuff. I've been spending a lot of time deep diving a lot of other cults because I think that, excuse me, I think my fiance's experience getting through 2 cults sort of enables you to be interesting, to talk to some people about other control groups and other cults. It's fascinating how much overlay there is. And I'm not trying to bum anybody out, but you know what? This is 2025, so with all due respect, the giving a crap thing is starting to check out. But I've been doing a deep dive on a couple of other cults, and we're going to be laying out what those are. And there'll be people who are happy. There'll be people who are not.
And Turd Ferguson, that's also a kind thing to say. He said, I'm loving the back and forth here. Your dynamic together is unparalleled, and I love this community. Thank you all, and thank you, Tommy and Reese, for all you do. That is very nice. I've seen you over on my stream, and I want to say thank you for coming over there. Tommy Davis is no longer in Scientology that I'm aware of. Vegas vibes.
That was my understanding as well, is that he
was huge, though. I had a little bit of a crush on him when I was in. I was kind of on the odds for him. It's weird.
I can see that.
I haven't fully worked through it. I think it was just how loud he was and really obnoxious. When was the exact moment you knew you needed to get out? Oh, that's a great question, Joe Mama. I like this just kind of talking tonight question. Yeah. I like taking your guys' questions. It helps.
I do too. I think that's great for you.
Well, it helps me to process
therapeutic.
Yeah. And I'm trying to deal with like my emotions then, that lack of, versus now. Joe Mama. So I have a husband that passed away, and he was not a Scientologist, but he passed away. And this is really strange. But in Scientology, when someone dies, they do what's called an assist. I have books and books of assists. There's hundreds of assists. There's a nosebleed assist, a headache assist. There's an assist for if a person died and you're trying to get them to get back into their body. I'm not kidding. I think the command for it is, Phaeton, get back into that body. I'm pretty sure that's it, actually. There's a lot of different assists to help a being and a body. So when a person dies, there's an assist called a loss of a person assist. So when my husband died, they called me immediately and said, you need to come in. We have some auditing for you, and we have some assists and a lineup and all of that. And I went in, and this 18-year-old kid that was in the Sea Org was a highly trained auditor named Colin. And he took me in session, and I was just a mess. And then we finished the session, and he took me out where I'm still in session, but I wasn't on the cans. We go around with a clipboard, and he gives me the same command to this assist over and over and over. It's one command. And this really kind of freaked me out. And in all these years, it really made me kind of second guess. The command is, my husband's name was Fred. And the command is, look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. And that went on for hours. And I was crying. And I was like, those flowers, good. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. This necklace, good. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. And it's that for hours. It's the same command over and over and over. And by like the third hour, I just was not, I couldn't. And I realized I really, really had an epiphany. And I realized they're trying to get me to forget. They're trying to desensitize. That's what that is. You're desensitizing the loss of Fred. And that's what really made me say, he was so important to me. And I thought, I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget Fred. You're trying to get me to forget. I don't want to forget. And that really turned me off. And I pulled away at that point. Thank you for that question. Is it true that Scientologists think that they are going to save the world? Absolutely. Yes. They are an elite esoteric group, and they take that seriously. We have 5 events a year where we go and they tell us all the statistics and how we are saving planet Earth. It's no joke. It's a real thing. They really believe that. Fred was not a Scientologist. Reese, did they expect you to get Fred into Scientology? You've mentioned that they did for Jeff. No, they didn't for Fred. Not really. No, he was so old, and I don't think they expected that so much. But my husband, Jeff, absolutely. Yes, that was highly expected.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're always wanting you. Go ahead.
You're lucky because they'd be wanting you to be there.
They'd be wanting me to be where?
If we got married and I was still a Scientologist.
Yeah. I'd have made a hell of a Scientologist. Look, I knew Scientologists so long ago. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. So when I first started working with Emmett, that was last century. So Spanky was 2, 3 years old. Spanky knew him. Spanky met him. But it was a really, really long time ago.
Oh, I love Sandy Sue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I really like this lady.
Sure you did. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Keep it up, Krim.
Wow, Reese, I didn't realize you've only been out for 2 years. I could almost say the same thing. I'm kidding. It's been a little longer than that. Had to be so hard to acclimate to a completely new reality. What helped you overcome the conditioning? It's a great question.
Interesting, Bo Beats. Can you? I will answer that, Sandy Sue. The nurse who loved me. Can you star that from her? That is something I really want to touch on. I think it helps a lot to talk about that. I don't think enough of us do. The nurse who loved me. I didn't realize you've only been out for 2 years. Yeah, it's only been 2 years. Had to be so hard to acclimate to a completely new reality. What helped you overcome? Can you help me with that question? I mean, honestly, Sandy Sue, I think I'm still in the process of it. I have a therapist. I've told you that. And I think it's almost like it's something you have to actively think about every day, Sandy Sue, because my training runs so deep that I have to actively go, nope, that's not it's very simple, but like if I get a cough, if I stub my toe, if I did this the other day and I actually thought about it. I hit on the side of a wall, that like really sensitive part. And I almost did a contact assist. It was so weird. A contact assist is when you touch it back. So if you smash your finger right here, you get really quiet. No one talks. You have to be silent because your reactive mind is recording at all times. And you touch it back until the pain goes away and it removes the engram of the elbow. So I didn't do a contact assist, but I started to think it. But more importantly, I thought, what did I do to pull that in? So Scientologists, when you get injured, ill, anything like that, you immediately are told you pulled that in. So like when I got diabetes, if you have cancer, anything like that, you pulled that in, and you need to go in session to figure out how and why you pulled that in. And that's one of the biggest things for me. I just remember, anytime anything, my dad, and then once I grew up and was on staff, people would go, what'd you do to pull that in? How'd you pull that in? Why did you pull that in? So it's a common thing. It's hard. And I would say that if Tommy could help me with that, honestly, would you say? I mean, I actively work on it. I don't know what else to say. It just takes time.
I would say that starting the YouTube channel for you was very cathartic. I think that at least from what you have said to me, you never really were allowed to have a voice. It was just first it was Scientology, and then it was really overbearing husband. And once you had the ability to sit in front of a camera and relate to people that had never met you, and get an opportunity to show the world who you were, everything changed. At least that's, I think, when it really started to happen. And of course, the therapy and all of but you've met so many people and you've been so open and honest. It's kind of amazing what you do on your channel. It's not like what other people do. And, sometimes you catch crap for that, that it's so open and so honest. But I think that maybe, years from now, they will look back on people that decided to go this route, at the people that decided to go just the more information is better than less information. And we're just going to go out there and talk about this and let the entire world see it and go that route. I think maybe we're going to see that those people healed in a different fashion than others.
think so too. I think that's a great answer. And Chica Cherry Cola, thank you. What about childbirth, Jelly Cats? You have silent birth. You have to have a silent birth, and then you have something called a childbirth assist. And you, again, those assists, you can't avoid them. He wrote hundreds
I
and
will be
hundreds.
back in 1 second, kid.
Okay. He wrote hundreds and hundreds of assists. Oh, he's actually leaving. Okay, well, I'll just, luckily, this is not my first show. I wish I could control the comments. What was the purpose of the cans? It's a lie detector test, really, Vegas vibes. Oh, weird. Somebody's controlling it from afar. I love Reese's honesty. So refreshing to see, not have to try and parse what's true and what's YouTube. Thank you, Anne from Massachusetts. That's really a nice thing to say. And Lori said, who would believe that? Lori, I was born into it. So it's I always think it's a little weird if someone were to join later in life because it does seem like really, really nuts. But I was born into it. So I believed it. I'll just be upfront with you. I believed it. What is a silent birth? Thank you, Wanna Love. A silent,
Just what it sounds like.
yeah, you can't. The whole purpose of anything, any kind of pain, whether it, like I said, be a stubbing of the toe or having a child, a car accident. Um, uh, John Travolta, I think he's gay. I'm not sure. I don't know. I wish that he could be gay openly. I think it's sad that he can't. But you have to just be silent. You have to have the child silently, and it's embarrassing. You have to tell the doctors to be quiet. And I just love telling doctors how to do their jobs. Do you have the baby formula for LRH for Huxley? Did I give that to Huxley? Yes, I was raised on that, and Huxley was raised on it as well. It's called the barley formula, actually, not the baby formula, barley formula. And it's a pain to make. And I made it for years. I made it for a couple of years. Cheeky Brat, thank you. No one on Scientology was ever giving you praise or affirmation, but us here appreciate your amazing personality and humor. We aren't afraid to say it. That's really nice. Again, I appreciate that so much because I feel like there's so much conditional love and rejection in Scientology. So when I think Tommy's right, when I started my YouTube channel, it really made a difference for me as far as validation and just being able to be myself. I could not be myself in Scientology. I was in trouble all the time. If you can imagine.
And how about a lack of fear? The whole just watching when you and I were in Clearwater together, and you went up and were talking to the person that had just achieved clear, and they had I think they were carrying a plaque, weren't they? And they were just, they were the happiest person in the whole world, and Reese was just celebrating with them. It was actually beautiful. It wasn't one of those, it wasn't a protest where she was mocking this person or whatever. This person was on cloud nine. She wasn't going to take him down. She was like, good for you. And she started to ask him about some of the other things that he had gone through, as respectful as you could be. When they let that person know what Reese was, right? That she's a suppressive person. The look of fear on this person's face, right?
They ran down the stairs and got him.
Ran down the stairs, but I mean, as they're telling him why they're grabbing him, he looked back over his shoulder like, I was this close to battery acid. It was heartbreaking.
It was sad for me because I felt like I was at home again. When I saw his clear cert, I knew that he had just attested to clear and he was so happy. And I was really happy for him. And I wanted to share in that moment. And we did. I was like, hey, you just went clear. That's incredible. It's a huge step. And he was really happy. And a Sea Org member ran down the stairs and told him I was an SP. And he looked terrified and ran upstairs because SPs cause cancer to people. Lori, no disrespect taken, babe. Not at all.
No. But here's what they do this stuff in small increments, and being born in is one thing. I mean, honestly, it always is fascinating. It's the reason that I ended up meeting Reese or wanting to meet Reese. I'm always fascinated by people who are born into situations like that. And I'm just going to keep it real and aren't assholes, right? I mean, I don't know how you survive that. I don't know how at the age of 38, you find out that everything you've ever been told, everything you've ever learned, everything that was ever taught to you was taught to you by a con man. And that this guy was just full of crap. And by the way, there are some huge religions that are going through this right now. Because in the age of the internet now, internet sleuths, there are some religions out there that take about 15 minutes to debunk.
I'm not quite over that, by the way. Just so you know that. I'm not over that I was conned. I'm not ready to accept that. You know, I'm still having a really hard time that you have explained to me that he was a drug addict, and I had to do all kinds of auditing on taking cough drops as a child because that was a
Yeah.
drug. I'm not fully ready to accept that yet. I have a great sense of humor. Were you like this in Scientology, Pam? I was, and I got in trouble for it a lot.
Didn't pay off having it in Scientology.
There's a reference that L. Ron Hubbard wrote called Jokers and Degraders, and I had to word clear that all the time because I was a joker and a degrader. And I would say, I've said this a lot, I feel like I was raised by George Carlin. My mom left when I was 6, and after that, my dad left constantly, like weeks at a time, a week at a time, hustling pool. And so I was home alone a lot, and I just watched George Carlin all the time. And I don't know if that's where it came from, or I just always had a silly sense of humor. Lady Warrior says, please describe an SP. Or do they believe they are cancerous? Absolutely.
They cause cancer. It's so much worse than they think that everything on earth is caused by them. Like every bad thing, there's a hurricane, you know, there was a tornado, or there's a natural disaster, or somebody got R-worded in your neighborhood. Well, those damn SPs, if the world had been cleared of people like Reese, then this wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, an SP stands for suppressive person, and it's the worst thing that can happen to you in Scientology. And I had a lot of bad ethical, like what we call ethics gradients happen. I had interogs, which is like an interrogation. I had something called a court of ethics, and then I've had comevs, which is a committee of evidence. So I've had like the gradients walked on. You walk the gradients is what it's called. I don't know if that's a Scientology thing or an English term, but we walk the gradients, and it's just a gradient is a step. So like I might say to you, whoa, Tommy, that was too steep a gradient. I don't understand what that means. It just means you went too far. But I have had all kinds of ethical things happen to me where I get in trouble, but then actually getting declared is huge. I don't hardly know of anyone getting declared. It was a big deal. And you get your name typed up on a piece of goldenrod paper, and you are totally exiled. Everyone that knows you has to disconnect. It's called the disconnection policy. And if we share the same mailman, you can't have my mailman. Like you have to disconnect every which way.
And yes, that's exactly what happened to Nicole Kidman. If they disconnect from you, it's all over but the crying. She is not, I mean, none of her kids talk to her because they were raised in the church.
I honestly, Patty said, why didn't your mom fight for you? Did she ever apologize? Sorry, Sandy Sue, I'll get to you in a sec. That's a touchy one. My mom. What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
My mother, I can't speak to it too much because I was 6, right? She left when I was 6. But her story is that my dad was very abusive to her. That's my wedding ring. No, it's not too personal. Guys, no questions for me. That's one of the things that people get mad at me about on my channel is Reese's TMI. There is no such thing as TMI on my channel. Because I was a Scientologist, there's no boundaries for me. You can ask me anything. It's not too personal at all. My mom was abused, not physically, but very verbally abused by my dad. And I had a sister that was 4 years older, and my mom just decided to leave, and she left us. And then a couple of years later, my sister went to Kansas City. I was in Omaha and lived with my mom, and my dad kept me. And I was alone with him for several years before I joined staff on the Church of Scientology, Kansas City. But I saw my mom a handful of times, but I didn't really see her again until I was 18. So that was rough. It was a struggle, but now I'm very close to my mother, but we don't talk about it much. And I don't know, this is going to sound really horrible, but I don't know that she feels bad about it. I don't think she feels bad about it. I think she felt like she did what she had to do to get away from him. And I'll tell you, I remember the night that she left, and we were standing behind my dad, and she said, I would like to take the kids. And he said, I will kill you if you try to take these children. He was very controlling. You know, he was very abusive and controlling. And that was, yes, dog face. I've heard of Boys Town. I lived close to Boys Town in Omaha. Yeah. You were probably never allowed to feel the abandonment. Absolutely not. No. So I'm going to tell you guys something. My dad was very, very harsh about applying policy in Scientology. And one of the biggest policies, you guys are going to be shocked by this for those of you that don't know. One of the biggest policies in Scientology that we are not allowed to show, and my dad started this when I was 4 years old. If I cried, which I really tried not to do, never showed a lot of emotion. And that's why I cry a lot on my channel now, I think, because I'm letting it out. But he would yell and he would say, no HE&R in this house. No HE&R. HE&R is human emotion and reaction. And that is a big no-no in Scientology. It's well across the boards. No HE&R. So no human emotion and reaction allowed in this home. Tommy should sing the song. Yeah.
I have a bunch of your stuff starred, everybody. If you've been putting cues in front of it so that I know it's a question, I've been starring them, but I wanted to grab this one because I think I can take a shot at this.
Thank you, Alicia. I love you, girl.
This is something I spend so much time thinking about, and it's something I spend so much time answering because I feel like I have to say this often. First of all, Reese says, I still feel a little burned by that. You were born into it. You never made a decision to become a Scientologist. So the fact that you were deceived, I understand that it's hard to wrap your brain around the fact that you were BS'd, but you can't take any crap for it. You can't put that on yourself. I mean, you were within a religion that doesn't allow you to research the religion. So if you can't research your own religion, then everything that you hear is doctrine. It's all fact, and what happens is, even if you come in from the street, they start off really small, like every cult does. And what they first do is fantastic. It's educational, and you start to come up, you start to feel better, and you meet all of these new friends, and they're doing the same thing, and everyone's moving in a direction. And for the first time in your life, you feel like maybe this makes sense. Maybe everybody's kind of got this right. And they're not talking to you about Xenu, and they're not telling you got to get rid of your family. In fact, they're saying you should get your family to do this. You got to get your family in. That's the first shot. It's not until you're deep in there that they start doing that BS.
By the way, I heard you lived with your dad later. Yeah, Bo Beats. I lived with my dad till I was 12. By the way, hey, Bo Beats. Yeah, no HE&R. So how do they treat things like murder? Well, honestly, I don't know. I never knew of anyone being murdered in Scientology. I will tell you, I know of 2 people who unalived themselves in Scientology. And that was, again, move on. They'll go pick up a new body. They obviously had an ethics situation, and they'll go pick up a new body. It's just very cut and dry, guys. And they always say, when you die, it's like getting out of a car and getting into a new car.
I have a son and I have a daughter. That's it. Hey, Charlie on spot. Good to see you. Glad that you're here.
I didn't see your other starred question.
Well, I'm going to bring it to you.
Okay.
As kids, we believe whenever our parents tell us without question, that's normal. It's just unfortunate your parents believe in culty stuff. And that's my beef with cults. If you want to join a cult and that cult makes you want to put on Nike swoosh shoes and cut your junk off and wait for Hale-Bopp's comet so that you can take your own life. I know you think I'm being funny, Quibsy, but that actually happened. The Heaven's Gate cult did just that. They castrated themselves, waiting for the ability to beam up to a starship that was right on the tail of Halley's comet as it was coming, or Hale-Bopp's comet as it was coming through.
That's incredibly uncomfortable. They do believe in reincarnation. That's what that is. Scientologists we view death so differently than everyone else, and birth. So when someone dies in Scientology, you do a Scientology funeral, and we say at the funeral, now get out of here and go pick up a new body. The nearest hospital is 3 miles that way. And I'm not kidding. That's what they do. They just say, go pick up a new body, and we'll see you when you come back around. And the OT8s, the higher up people in Scientology, when someone dies, the OT8s connect with the being and they report on their location. So I can't tell you how many people died in Scientology, and I would have an OT8 come to me and go, oh, he's doing just fine. Ralph? Oh, he's fine. He's got a new body in Florida. Great family. Good family. Good parents. Good siblings. I mean, It is another day at the office. No one cares. There's no loss.
And they will take an ad out. They'll take an ad out and say, getting ready to drop the body. You know what I mean? I'm getting a little long in the tooth. Let's say I'm 85 and, getting ready to drop this thing. So trying to look for a new body to go into. Is anybody, is your wife pregnant? And they'll go and meet the person, or they'll talk to them on the phone, and they set up this whole thing because I want to go into I want
Does
to be
anybody
your
know
kid.
of any pregnant women? Yeah. Does anybody know of any pregnant women, any OT8s that are looking for a new child to join their family? They may say something like, I'm personally clear. They'll give their statistics on where they're at on the training scale. And just it's like, I'm looking for a car for sale.
Yeah. Creepy. Sorry. Couldn't resist.
Did you get it?
Oh no. I'm
Got it?
sorry, I find that creepy. I just now, who's to say that they're wrong except me and everybody else that's ever anyway. What? Sorry.
You're cute. Explain the Freewinds. I personally, I think I was on the Freewinds when I was really little. The Freewinds ship is a ship where only certain auditing actions can occur, and OT8 is one of them. You can only do OT8 on the Freewinds ship. The Freewinds is located in Aruba. It's a ship that sets sail. I think LRH started that because there were the law. Everybody was after him, and so
That's right.
he said,
Virtually everybody. That's the cancer cruise.
Take it to sea. Does anybody ever get kicked out? Very, very rarely. Very rarely. I am one of few, I would say, that gets kicked out.
Yeah, it's a small fraternity. It's small but proud. Very, very proud.
Yeah. At what specific point do they believe the Thetan picks up the new body at birth? Goosebumps, that's a good question. He talks about that, and he says typically the Thetan picks up the body at birth. However, when I did my my pregnancy assist, I located that Huxley picked up the body at like 8 months. He was hovering around the body. That's what I've located in session. He was hovering around the body, and I was told it was Doug's father.
Sweet.
Guys, they get specific. Okay.
Sweet. Now, did you believe
the messenger?
Were you a wholehearted believer at that point? Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Were you excited? He was a good dude.
We welcome him, but the problem was my mom said Huxley is her mom. So we had a little bit of a family feud over that. It was Doug's dad, my grandma.
Beefing?
They were beefing over that.
They were beefing over who came into the womb. And you know what? That's because you're a hottie, babe. It's because they were all wanting a piece of that hopping into the old Quibsy womb. No, I'm telling you, been there. I get it. Anyway.
My mom is still convinced. My mom's like, see, he loves black olives like grandma. And he loves Roy. My mom's like, he loves Roy Orbison like grandma did. And he loves Italian food. I'm not kidding.
It's a lock. It's a lock. We know who came in. Grandma. Mercy. You gotta love it.
Well, how does Huxley's grandfather separate him from when he thought he was coming back? So Huxley's grandfather was 100% sure that that was his dad. And his dad died in like the 70s. So this was weird to me that he was like, that's my father. And I was like, your dad picked up a new body in the 70s. And he said, quote, nope, he's been waiting around because he wanted to spend time with me. He's been sitting on a telephone wire as a being, waiting, because there's no concept of time when you're a Thetan. There's no time. Time doesn't exist.
I don't know if we'll have time. No, but here's my question.
Got a nice little Saturday planned out.
Why was he on a telephone line?
He was just hanging. He was waiting.
Telephone line. Oh, when you hear ELO, do you think there's probably 2,000-3,000 of them up there right now? Just
I'm not kidding. And then when Huxley was born, he told me that himself, his other son, Michael, Sam, his other son, and Huxley were all from the same home planet, but I was not from that. There's a big club and you ain't in it.
Look, I'm willing to believe that you were from a different planet. That's not
I think it's because I had
But let's get back to this.
It's my vagina. Huxley, was Huxley named
out there? It's been a while.
Huxley was not named after Aldous Huxley. Huxley was just a name I found in a book. Where is LRH now? They say that.
If I had to put cash on it, I'd say hell. Oh, were you not asking me?
Finger watch? Oh no, that's not a watch. No.
Didn't I give you one of those? Didn't I give you one of those?
Nope. These are all
pretty sure I did.
Might have been from a few ex-husbands. I can't remember.
No, didn't I give you a ring watch?
No, you didn't, but I'm a great plan. But don't stop there. Don't just bring a ring watch on Friday, okay? Like I'm gonna need more than that. Where's LRH now? Do they believe he is back? LRH is on target too. They believe that LRH went on to another planet to clear it so that when we all die and this planet ends, we will go to target 2. Can we talk about sex? Well, you can't in Scientology, you have to have very vanilla sex. I will tell you this too, which is really creepy. Want to know something creepy?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have sex or an orgasm. So you can't have sex with yourself either when you're pregnant. And they check that on the cans repeatedly. You are not allowed to have any kind of intercourse, nor are you allowed to satisfy yourself.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
You're swinging peen?
The other elephant in the room?
Peripheral peen?
No, the fact that you ladies tend to get a little starting to feel a little anxious about that pregnancy time.
Oh, I broke the rules. I broke the rules.
Well, I should freaking hope so.
I'm not going 9 months. You can get the hell out of here. That kid's going to have to be born with engrams. I don't care. We'll have to audit that out.
I want to tell you something. If there was any truth to that, poor Spanky. I think that there's something. I mean, I'm not a weirdo.
Ooh, that's true because you've got an unusually.
Anyway.
Yeah. Poor
Pretty
Spanky.
woman.
That actually makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I answered that question.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get out of my.
No,
trying to get out of whatever the hell we were talking about.
It's true though. You could not have sex or an orgasm whilst pregnant. Hey, Kaz. Abigail, I see you. I usually
hello, analytical Blarney.
Stream immediately when I joined late. I couldn't even back my own train up because I couldn't find a reason for what is occurring.
We have that effect on people more often than you can possibly imagine. And Joe Mama says, "Damn," and she said it properly. If
LRH is on target too, why do they have his house prepped for him to return here? They got his cigarettes ready. They wash his clothes every day. I think they just think if he wants to swing back by, honestly, and he has more than one house.
My understanding is he likes a pack of Cools.
He does. Yeah, that's correct.
He likes to smoke Cools.
No one will tell me when or when not to have an orgasm, Kala. Here. I'm.
Well, you found the right. You found the right girl. Reese will agree with you on that one.
About an hour from now. How do normal Scientologists feel about?
Though. You have to say this right though. If you're going to read the questions, you have to go. Oh, wait. That's how you have to go. Because if it starts with an A, oh, wait.
I know, but what does that Ted Levine have to do with that?
Because it's just anytime wait is the start of this sentence. I'm doing that until the day I die, and you're just going to have to.
She's a great big fat person. How do
yeah, she's a big girl.
She's a big girl, sir. How do normal Scientologists feel about celebrities, Scientologists who are allowed to break the rules? We don't really look at it that way. We don't. I don't think anybody looks badly at celebrities. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I met the celebrities. I didn't think any different. Again, you're just in the box. You're just told the rules. You're not really judging. How do they how do they know if you lie to a specific question like sex? Because you're on the e-meter and the e-meter is a lie detector.
It's a Timu lie detector. So lie detectors hook up to your blood pressure, to how you breathe, to all of these things. And one of the things that they measure is galvanic response, which is what the e-meter does. It runs a low current of electricity through. But if when you start to alter your thoughts, or if you're trying to hide something, the meter's going to jump. Now are there people that can get around it? Yeah, there are people that can get around lie detectors, but the average person isn't going to get around it.
Yeah.
When I went to that party, I held on to the things and they pinched me for a little demo, and the needle went like this. And then the guy said, I want you to remember the most painful thought that you could ever remember, or something along those lines. And I honestly played the game and tried to do it, and the friggin' needle jumped.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely worked. I was like, holy crap.
Definitely worked. I could never get out of it. I could never get out of it till it was over.
My response was, that's kind of cool.
Cats, they do not allow toys. No. Alana, I want to say hi to you. I don't usually see you over here, and I love you, and I appreciate you so much for what you did for me today. Thank you. Do you believe any of that now? No offense. Not so much, but some things I still apply, like the tone scale. Some things I still apply. Sometimes it just in the back of my mind on autopilot sometimes, but I really don't think I believe any of it now. I don't know what happens when you die, like that kind of stuff. I mean, I was told specifically what happens, but I've unpacked all that. I don't believe it. How the hell do they know if you pleasure yourself? Bull. Tommy, when she gets a hold of you, are you going to need Pedialyte? Ew. Why would he
No,
need
I'm just gonna have. I'm gonna have an IV run like it's a freak off. Do they allow phallic toys and other electrical devices
No.
delights in Scientology? No, but she's been making up for lost time. Don't trip. No, I would never allow those things in my house, man. She doesn't need any of that. I'll take care of everything. I'm sorry. I just wanted to do the douchey macho guy thing.
No, Tommy supports
we
that.
go shopping together.
Yeah, Tommy supports that big time.
Pretty laid back.
Is an average Scientologist who has a younger child just expected to bring in their kid? Absolutely, Nia. Yes. I did not do that. I wasn't comfortable doing that because of my upbringing. I made it clear. My husband at the time, he was born and raised as well, my son's father. We both agreed. He had a horrible Scientology upbringing, and we both agreed we're not doing this to our son. We, no matter what it takes, doesn't matter. We're not going to allow this. That's just where we stood about that. Thank you, Blessed Beyond Measures. Meant to tell you look really beautiful tonight. Thank you. Corn Pope, what don't you
Analytical
understand?
Blarney. That was definitely a funny moment to come walking in on Analytical Blarney. Go ahead, Zeb. Sorry.
Corn Pope says I don't understand. Good night, Analytical Blarney.
You don't understand?
I don't know what we don't understand.
Well, there's a lot I don't understand, but is an average Scientologist who has a younger child just expected to bring in their kid automatically?
Thank you, Joe Mama. I said yes to that.
Betcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean, again, I started at 4 and it was no joke. It was rigid training. And I had my first security check at the age of 6 on the cans. There's no way these cans work. It's so dumb. They just keep asking and assuming you're lying. So change your answer. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. How many times have I been married? 3. I was a widow once. So he passed away, my second marriage. So 3 though, total.
And I know that this is the one that you were trying to pick on about.
Yes. How long was I married to Michael? And how was your day-to-day relationship? Michael and I were very close, like Tommy and I. Actually, we were really like best friends, but we weren't in love with each other. I was married to him for 10 years. And that was a great marriage. He just was very new to the world. And I think he relied on me a lot for strength. He was very weak and he had a lot of anxiety issues because of his upbringing in Scientology, but he was hilarious. And I say like Tommy, because we could quote any movie line. And that's what I believe we lived on for 10 years. We never had sex ever. Like I conceived the one time and then we never, like for the 10 years, never had sex, not interested in each other, not attracted to each other, but stayed very close friends and still.
So like Bill and Hillary Clinton, kind of.
I don't know.
That's been alleged that they only did that once.
Do you think
I love the song you sing for your dog?
Yes,
Should
babe.
You want to do a duet?
I do, but I'm looking at some questions. Do you think not wanting to bring Huxley into Scientology was your first step away from the church? Absolutely. Yeah. Did you get in trouble for not bringing your son? Absolutely, I did. Yeah. Scientology sounds like it uses self-policing a lot. How much mental work you do to have every day to pull yourself out of this practice to censor your every thought. Yeah, you have to censor your every thought. And that's why I got in trouble a lot because I would just blurt things like I do here. And I'm not for everyone, and I'm not for everyone in Scientology, and I'm not for everyone on YouTube. And some people really appreciate that about me, and others are like, she's awful, she crosses boundaries, TMI, all that shit.
Well, if you've not been around second gen, and this is not, by the way, this is unique to Scientology. Second gen cult members from different cults, often there will be very restrictive in the kind of language they use. So you don't get any cursing. You don't get any second gen Scientologists all talk like they're longshoremen, right? They talk like sailors. They curse up a storm. They're very sort of short and to the point. But when you start to read the doctrine of LRH and realize that when you're 4 years old, they don't go, "Oh, I know Tommy took your toy, but you have to forgive him." They say that, no, you don't forgive ever. right? That little crap took your toy. It's a very different world and a very different concept. And you have to
Not a
understand
dog eat
that.
dog. It's kind
Yeah.
of kill or be killed. I mean, it really kind of is. You know, we're very desensitized. And thank you, Danette. Thank you, Muffet Lou. Guys, I really appreciate that. That's kind. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who don't understand it, refuse to understand it, and they think I'm just being rude or for shock value. And that's not the case. It's just we're very to the point in Scientology. There's not a lot of it's very black and white. And I would
Yeah.
say I didn't fit in well because I did cry and I felt for people and I felt sorry for people. And there is none of that. Sympathy is a huge no-no.
Right.
Thank you, Ree and Juana Love. I'm TMI all the time. Thank you. I wouldn't change it about myself. Honestly, I'm trying to scale back on things on my channel. I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to offend people. But there are some things I said earlier that I can change, and there's others that I can't.
Yeah. I mean, well, and something. There's a transition that anyone makes who goes from anything that is traumatic, whether it be like leaving prison, same kind of a thing. There's a period of time that it takes to get out of where you are, and we're talking about a really short period of time. You've been out less than 2 years, and I'm not shitting you. For the first 3 years I was out of prison, I used to wake up every single week, at least once a week. I would wake up with a nightmare thinking, oh my God, I'm supposed to be at lockdown. And I mean, like I'd be jumping out of bed trying to get back to a cell that isn't there because I'm just
You
that
still sleep like a prisoner. You still sleep like a prisoner.
I absolutely still sleep like a convict. Quibs will tell you. I don't move off the 12 inches of that bed. It's how it is.
No, it's annoying. I mean, I get it.
I sleep facing the door.
Yep, it's really annoying because he will sleep like so close to the edge of the bed. And I'm like, I wish that he would turn around and cuddle or spoon or something. And I can't. It's like I might as well be sleeping alone because he's way over on the other side of the bed. I don't think Tom Cruise is gay, but I have no idea. Vegas vibes.
I think Tom Cruise is just a really unfortunate soul. I don't think that the guy. I'm not sure that it would be just as simple as he's gay. I think that if it were that simple, I think it's something far beyond that with him.
Yeah.
I think he's got some real issues, and
I think he's got some. I think a lot of Scientologists have super deep-seated issues. I've said this on my channel 100 times, and I mean this, and it may be offensive. Coming out of Scientology, we are not good people. You have to work to be a good person. We're taught too many ways to attack and harm and be bad people. And I believe that it takes therapy, and you really have to take a look, turn the lens on yourself and work on that. You don't just come out being a good person. Thank you, Sandy Sue. Tommy, do you sleep with a really nice pillow now since you don't have one? No, you don't.
I do actually. I do here and I do there. In both places, I have a really nice pillow.
Okay.
You got me a very nice pillow. You don't think that's a good pillow?
I hate those.
Maybe it's because I have been to prison. I don't know, but yeah, I think I got a Jim Dandy. Maybe it was 13 years with that one, but.
What's the biggest reward you are getting from being YouTube creators? Oh, I can answer that immediately. Friends, connection, and relationships. I never had friends in Scientology. Everything was conditional and everything was based on what I'm doing in Scientology. I have never had such support from people all around the world of like, I'm here for you no matter what, and you can trust me, and just the love. It's unbelievable. I believe that I am more healed, and everybody, the biggest thing people say to me is, look at where you were versus now in such a short amount of time. Look how much better your growth, your self-awareness, your self-respect. I believe that's because these people got me there 100%.
I believe that. And what was the question again?
What is the biggest reward you're getting from YouTube?
Oh Lord, what my channel does. I mean, I do a lot of true crime these days, but for the first 2,000 videos, 3,000 videos, all we talked about was sobriety, and the number of people that have come to sobriety through the lifeboat, or sometimes even better, some of the people that don't need what we offer, but it come here anyway, and because they have family members or whatever who were drug addicts, and they now view those family members through different eyes because of some of the stuff that we've put on there. Or when Reese and I are together and we'll get, there was a comment somebody left yesterday about the two of us. It's one of those beautiful things I've ever read. And, you just get these comments. There are so many people out there that, we hear about the ones that are dicks because, but it's such a small percentage. It's incredible. The majority of you are just the sweetest people in the world and say some of the kindest things.
Yeah, it's the connection. It's the connection for me. I would never trade it for the world. If I died tomorrow, I would die happy because of the connections I've made. Your Scientology friends would write you up. That's the problem. Your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, your closest friend in Scientology, you can't confide in anybody because they will write you a report on you. I got reports written on me all the time. You look even different. You even look different now, more relaxed, more confident, and not scared. You look frightened on your first few videos more than just nerves. Thank you, Allison. I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
You know what? That tradition started out, I'm not kidding you, because I needed everybody's help at Christmas. I was going live that first Christmas a couple of times a day because I couldn't handle being free. All of these people that I loved more than anybody in the world came to see me, and it was miserable. Like there were crowds and there were people walking up and everybody wanted me to kind of be funny and, be the guy that I've always been. And I'm not that dude. I'm definitely different than I was. And I remember that first Christmas being over effing whelmed by the entire thing. And I went live because I could hang out with people and we could sort of be cheery, but I could be alone. And so now I'm doing it, but it's I'm pretty content in life now. But I know what it's like to have really tough Christmases. I've knuckled my way through a lot of them.
I love that you do that. I know how special that is for you and for everyone else. And I went live. I mean, you inspired me to do that. I don't have a sobriety channel, but I have a channel that talks about healing and definitely don't want anyone to feel alone. I went live on Christmas, Thanksgiving, everything. I understand she would have never left Scientology, but you didn't, you never left Scientology, but you did not Huxley and Scientology. If you would have stayed, how would you have kept Huxley out? I wouldn't have. And I was willing to accept that. I just told them in the church that I did not want Huxley to do anything to get involved until he was older, like at least 16, 17. I wanted him to make his own decisions when he got older. I didn't want him doing it when he was like 7. So that was the only hope that I had. I knew he was going to be a Scientologist. Can you speak a little about fair gaming? Is that something public Scientologists do to each other? It's more OSA. Fair gaming is just something that, I mean, we're just kind of trained to be bad people, Kristen Melinda. And fair gaming is, I'm going to harm you and take you down until I watch the light go out in your eyes. I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. There's no breath left in the person. So fair gaming is when you try to harm someone by lying, anything you can do to bring a person down. You get them to lose their
videos
job,
about them.
Anything at all to really, really poison their entire reputation.
Yeah, print lies about them in the press, make videos about them, smut them up, go through their trash, come by their house.
Mm-hmm. I didn't do that.
Their tires.
But, no. Exposing bad people is near and dear to my heart. Let's put it that way. Because of that, probably.
Later, boaters, stay afloat. Connection is everything. I am so proud of everyone who showed up tonight. Keep connecting. As the Admiral says, reach out and try to save somebody. Take care, all. Thank you, Analytical Blarney, for really for your support. I really do appreciate you. I like Analytical Blarney. Be safe and have a great night.
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said. You like changed your voice.
I said I like Analytical Blarney.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Was it? Didn't know I changed my voice.
I didn't realize I had the ability to change my voice. Maybe it's starting to feel some kind of way. A little anxious.
I would like.
Where's an average everyday guy like myself?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Booyah.
Is there anyone you wish you could get out? Yeah, and lots of people. There's a whole list of people. But I say this a lot. Nobody in Scientology is going to leave, guys. They're just not. The people who are in it, my family, my friends have been in it for 40 plus years. They're not going anywhere. You're not going to get people out. It's rare. I mean, there are under the radar people. I'm talking to 2 people currently that are under the radar. and very highly trained, very in Scientology, but they're not leaving. Their kids are in, they're stuck. And so all I believe that I can do at this point, my passion is to get people aware enough, maybe write a book, go on other channels, do what I can to expose this to people who won't join the future, but the people who are there are not leaving. Almost my Reese, I really love your perspective. Almost all of my reading is from folks who are like older first gen. Thank you for sharing. I love you, Kristen Melinda. Thank you for saying that. Is the number of Scientologists dropping over time? Absolutely. I don't think
Absolutely, it is.
not with the internet.
Absolutely, it is.
Can everyone else see the common thread of isolation between addiction, prison, and being in a cult and the trauma? Yeah, that's great, Allison. That's true.
And I think that there's a really good chance it plays a part in why Quibbs and I get along the way that we do. When Reese met me the first time, look, meeting convicts freaks people out, and they whether or not you realize that you do it, 9 out of 10 of you have a certain thing that you do, and I don't blame anybody. It doesn't make me dislike people or bum out or anything like that. It's just a reality, and it's very strange when you meet someone and they know everything that there is to know, and it's just she liked to crack the occasional crim joke, but she definitely was not made uncomfortable by the fact that I had been to prison for robbing banks, if you're running pews or any of the other stuff that I had ever done.
Let's be
very
fair.
very accepting.
I was turned on because my first crush was Hannibal Lecter.
Right. And you got this gangster, you were pretty fond of The Sopranos. So,
oh my God, Tony Soprano is my biggest crush. James Gandolfini. I think that's why I like old men. My first crush was Hannibal Lecter. Like, I wanted to get all over that. I was attracted to him. Still am attracted to him. I probably shouldn't really get into that. I wonder if sometimes Reese says something in Scientology and Tommy is like, what? Can you translate? Not much anymore. Do you think? Yeah, that's true. You do. I do. I'll say to you sometimes, I can't think of how else to say this in English. So I'm just going to say it. And sometimes you'll be able to guess what I'm saying, but sometimes it's weird.
No, it still happens actually quite a bit. Less than it did. Way less than it did.
I remember doing like a quiz with you, like trying to figure out what you could decipher and what you couldn't. Like if I were to say, I just have an ARC break that won't as is.
Yeah, I remember doing this with you.
Yeah, you couldn't get that one. One. But some are easier.
I was I would just cat box you, where I walk about 3 feet away and kick up with the bottom of my feet like I'm cat boxing.
Cognition.
Whatever you said didn't sound nice. I know cognition.
Cognition.
Because you use that a lot. You may not realize how often you use that.
But
she'll call me and be like, "Hey, I just cognated," and I'll be like, "Why don't you call that an epiphany? Let's just go with the epiphany."
I like when you give me
like a couple of epiphanies a day.
I like multiple epiphanies. What happens if you stop going? You can't. They'll come to your house. You can't just drop out.
Literally.
They'll come get you.
There is no dropping out. Once you're in, you're in.
Goosebump. Reese, you speak about your family often still in Scientology, except your worthless sperm donor. What other family is still in? My mother-in-law and father-in-law were my closest family, Doug and Brenda. And then, of course, my in-laws, their kids, Sam and Fiona. That's about it as far as family. And the rest were all really close friends. Tom Cruise, I totally, Bill, think that, yes, he's drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't think, you guys, that Tom Cruise thinks he's in a cult. He believes it. I promise.
Although he made Eyes Wide Shut during a period of time. I'm fascinated by that. How do you make that film while estranged from the church? What's that?
He does his TR training. We can handle anything. I'm telling you, Tom Cruise believes it. There are not. Tommy has this idea that there's a bunch of people in Scientology that are just stuck and can't leave, but they know
that's not it. That's not what here's my theory. My theory is that Tom Cruise had a crisis of faith. Now he's back, but I think he had a crisis of faith, and I think that movie was a representation of it. And I think that while filming that, it made him really look at everything that he does with that stinking cult. That's all.
Perhaps, but I'm telling you right now, I know that I have seen him enough at events. I have seen Tom Cruise and the way he acts. He is a diehard believer.
I do believe that.
ARC
the jump on the couch thing was great.
Trouble with As Is. Chalian Smut, Cricket, As Is. There's not is. Not is when you're avoiding something and you're not answering it and you're avoiding answering what I just said. As is a different concept. As is when you look at something whole and purely. When you're in session is when you use this. When you look at like a past incident, it breaks in session. It's on the meter. It does something, and it as is meaning you looked at it. You looked at every angle, and it's pure and honest and true, and it's gone now. Like the memory's gone. You don't have to think about it. It doesn't create upset anymore. So it's as is. I don't know what question you just put up. What would be the in U.S. for women? I don't know what that means.
I've heard of Eyes Wide Shut, but I don't know much about it. Your reference is often. What's the premise of Eyes Wide Shut? Could you give us the?
I think it's honestly Eyes Wide Shut is a jester-based movie. That movie makes me think of the jesters so much. Tom Cruise was brought in by his first wife. Let's see. It's a great movie. I love Eyes Wide Shut. I loved Sidney Pollack in that movie. It's just based on it's a like the jesters. It's a group of people that are like very esoteric, very it's like premise dating parties, very culty and very high politicians, things like that. And they
robes,
have rituals,
hoods, masks.
Yep. They wear robes, hoods, masks, and tuxedos, and they have parties. So you were able to see it as is. Yes. Okay. Thank you for the explanation. Yeah. It as is. It'll as is. If you see it.
I'm gonna as all of that as. Sorry.
Got that?
Yeah, you heard me.
Mimi Rogers. Yeah. Tom Cruise was brought in by Mimi Rogers.
That's exactly who it was. It was Mimi Rogers, and it was right around the time just before he did Cocktail, I believe. Right? Wasn't it the movie Cocktail that? It was right around the time he was filming the film Cocktail.
I never saw that movie.
You didn't miss much. It was a pretty bunk movie, but had a decent soundtrack.
Did it really?
Yeah, the Beach Boys did Kokomo for that. I believe that was the big hit that came out of it. It was the number one song in the country.
Bill,
probably don't know that because you were 4 at the time.
Yeah, you like that, don't you? You like that I'm younger. You want to get it? You want to get it?
Yeah. Did you see my thumbnail? I said, hey, I'm having on a Scientology girl. I'm going to throw the moves on her. See if I can't pick her up.
Well, dial it up because it's not enough. Bill, I don't like Tom Cruise. I never have. I've never liked the guy. I do like John Travolta, but A Few Good Men to me was a fantastic movie, just like Eyes Wide Shut. I've not seen his what's that movie that he was with called Birdman or something when they were flying around and Maverick. I never saw that movie.
That would have been Top Gun.
There you go. Never saw it.
Did you call it Birdman?
Wasn't that their names? Like Maverick and Birdman or whatever they called each other?
Goose.
Quit it.
Goose. It was Goose and Maverick.
Make that face again. See what happens.
Come on, kid. This is the first Top Gun movie. That was a classic.
I never saw Star Wars either.
You're scaring me a little bit.
You better lock it up.
I'm sorry, you're just scaring me a little bit. That's all I got to say about that.
You get it right. Are you hiding from Scientology? Do you feel safe? Oh yeah, I feel safe. They come in at my old house. They would sit in front of my house with private investigators. What are you doing?
I keep hearing this cat.
If you could go back and give yourself a piece of advice at age 6 and again during your marriage to Beefy, what would it be? Well, that's a weird I guess I don't understand. What does Beefy's marriage have to do with age 6? Maybe don't be attracted to older men. Although I can't say that. I like I like it. I like old men.
Thank you.
There's something about
that's all right. I'm old.
I feel no, you're not. You're not even close.
Of course I am.
Oh no. I mean, the back.
Why did you say yes?
The back trouble does help. Like the fact that you have a hard time, like you're starting to fall apart a little bit. It kind of turns me on. I don't know. I don't understand. I guess I'm having a hard time. Yeah. 2 separate times in life. I don't know the answer to that. I'd have to think about that. I don't know.
Apparently they had auditions for the Katie Holmes part.
I don't know if that's true, but they say
that's just what Aaron Smith Levin said. I'm just telling you what they said over there on
and he may be right.
Scientology. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a young fella, you dear. He's only 14 years older than me. I mean,
talking about me?
Yeah, I like guys that are like 30, 40 years older than me.
Yeah, well, this is the best I can do. You're gonna have to.
I think it's a dad thing. Do you think? I think I've
It may have something to do with that, but
Yeah.
I easily could have knocked up your mom, and that the 14-year age gap still works. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm still in that old enough to be your father kind of a age gap thing.
14.
Sure, you could get it done at 14. It's possible.
That really took a turn.
Well,
Mhm.
yes, apparently Rathburn and Render both said that as well, I believe.
Yeah,
And that is Kristen Melinda.
I don't doubt it. I just don't know. I'm 40 and unmarried. I feel like I need her to be at least 25, otherwise too immature. What? You're 40 and you need her to be at least 25? Yeah, I would like to think so.
Yeah, probably a good call.
Yeah,
my husband of 35 years is 12 years older than me. See that? Worked for Donna.
12 years isn't quite enough, Donna, but good for you. Did they promise success if they join? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. You're going to be really rich if you climb the bridge.
That is part of the pitch, to be sure. In fact, they're most the recruiting tools that they use now, the only way they really get in is they go out and they find things like dentists, chiropractors, businesses where they can go in and say, let me show you how to get this business working a whole lot better. And they kind of plug them into a network where they do get a lot more business. And Scientologists, they start to meet people and get love bombed and all of that stuff.
And they're good salespeople. Scientologists do make good money.
Yeah, they're really good salespeople.
We're good at that.
They're not afraid of communication, which is really the key to sales. Because you're not really selling a product, you're selling yourself. Hey, it's Tony Robbins.
Hey. What was that?
I said, hey, it's Tony Robbins.
You have his hands, banana hands. That's terrifying. Look at that. That's terrifying. It's not right.
It's not terrifying. Let's see here.
It's a lot. I'd like to, I like it when they.
Yes, you do. Woman. Yeah, no, there's a lot of young guys that like older women. There shouldn't be anything shocking. Stifler's mom pretty much lit that torch. What's wrong there? Yeah, right there, Quips?
He has paddles. Do you remember when I called them paddles when you and I
You
first
did call them
streaming?
You did call them paddles. The first time when we live that first time in Florida, you were like, "Let me see that ring," and
that's right.
I put that one up there. Can you see the? It was
yeah, and people were like, "Wow, he's already putting a ring on it." What is extramarital sex frowned upon? Yes. Tommy has the hottest hands and he can do a lot with them, I promise. What's the most ridiculous thing you had a KR for and who reported it? I don't know. I know. I thought of one. Actually, it wasn't a KR though. It was a suppressive person report. I got a suppressive person high crime report written on me because I was talking smack about the executive director's husband who used to be my stepdad, and he was like really abusive, and he cheated on my mom with the executive director and then married her, and she wrote a report on me that was a suppressive person report's a big deal, and said I was talking about a Scientologist in good standing, and I got in big trouble for that one. And turns out he died. Dude died on OT5 after that. So who pulled what in? That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's sorry to hear that the fine fella passed away.
I'm not. He was abusive. He actually picked me up and threw me toward a flight of stairs when I was like 9 when I went to visit my mom.
Sounds like a real ace.
He hated children. Do you think Scientology helped Danny Masterson before he went to jail? Helped how?
They certainly did everything they could to try to taint the case, right? There's a lot of proof to back that up. And if you happen to be from the Church of Scientology and you think that what I just said is worth taking a shot at, I sure would like to depose you, to take a shot at that.
How old were Doug and Kathy when they were in Scientology? Seems like Doug had advanced schooling, but did not have Kathy. You mean Doug and Brenda when they went into Scientology? Seems like Doug had advanced schooling. Doug was a dentist when he was in Scientology. Doug and Brenda entered Scientology in their 20s, I want to say, maybe 30s, early 30s. He's like almost 70. I think he's 71 now. Did not have a chance to Michael. Yeah, they don't believe in college or any kind of education in Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard teaches you all you need to know, which is why I thought Antarctica was a state.
Yes, that's all right though. The ability to know where things are around the world is probably not nearly as important as some of the other things. Someone in the chat just say they needed some help. No. Listen, above all else, if you're struggling with sobriety, tell me what's going on. I would be happy to talk to you, man. I'm fairly dedicated to that, and my fiance is a trooper and understands the state of the game.
Kristen Melinda, he was a dentist before he was a Scientologist. He had been in dental school. What state I don't know the answer to that. Do you, babe?
Confusion. I don't know what state has the most of them. It seems to me that where you were, the president's court, there seems to be a lot of action around that part of the country. Maybe it's because it's there's multiple states right there, but I would say that that there are a lot there. It seemed to me that Buffalo, New York area seemed to have a lot of them too. But
yeah. I think Vegas has a lot. Shocking.
Wow, Patty, that's tough. I had an affair with a teacher as well. Mine did not last for any length of time, though. It was Kanye West is asking President to pardon who? Did he? Well, knock yourself out, Kanye. You're not going to get a lot of takers on that. That's political suicide. For anybody that would touch that,
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, we're waiting right now to get a court date on Q, and that's not because they're screwing up. It's because Q's attorneys are trying to give the court. They want to know exactly how long they need to go before. We'll know soon. Yeah, I did miss it, but V-Bombs, if you have a question, let me know what it is, and I will try to see it.
Robert Hall, are you talking about the movie Phenomenon? That was a great movie. I loved that movie.
What's the name of the movie?
Phenomenon.
Huh? What's the name of it?
That's enough.
What's the name of it? One more time.
Phenomenon. All right. Do you think that he's having a tough time in prison, Masterson, babe?
I do. Absolutely. Even if Masterson is not being beat up, if he's not being, you have to realize that those guys have their vagus nerve fully linked up the entire time they're going. There's no other way around it, because you just don't know when the next person walking by you is going to fire and hit someone as hard as they can in the side of your head, because it happens to people like that. So one way or another, I'm glad that some of you appreciated that. Once again, what was the name of it? Because I don't think I saw it.
Look, Anne from Massachusetts said, one of my favorite John Travolta movies is Phenomenon.
Da, 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 da.
I think John Travolta was in Phenomenon.
Do, 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 do.
Kira Sedgwick was in Phenomenon.
You gotta love a girl that'll feed you the, you are the perfect partner to my stupid humor. I love the fact that we make each other laugh, because you know what? No one else finds us funny. It's a good thing we find each other funny, because
that's probably it. Your brother thinks you're funny.
My brother thinks you're funny too.
Does he?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the three of us are probably, there's outside of the three of us, I don't know who else would find us funny, but that's all right. At least that's three. The fraternity's getting bigger.
Remember the time your brother burned me?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, remember your brother Dwayne?
Hey, you remember your brother Dwayne? We used to go and steal donuts down at Safeway. What's he doing now?
He's a cop.
Oh, okay.
Who says that? Do you remember your brother Dwayne? She's like, yeah. Guys, that was from Tommy Boy.
That's one of my favorite things to do. Like, if I talk to an old friend from where I grew up and they've got a brother or a sister, I'll do that. When you're starting to catch up and talk to them. And most of them don't get it and just think I'm stupid.
Nobody gets it.
It was a phenomenon. Phenomenon.
Travolta. He was in Phenomenon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else was in that? No, seriously. Who else was in that? Who was the older dude in it? Oh, I love him as an actor. Oh, I'm sad. He played the doctor. Help me, somebody. I loved him. He's still
Yes,
alive, and
as
he's
I did.
married to like a really young lady, and it turns me on. Guys,
I was told
like
there
400
would
people
be
in
no.
here.
I get the phenomenon
Robert
tune
Duvall.
completely. Robert Duvall.
Mm.
No, it doesn't work the same way.
Excuse me?
What was that?
Robert Duvall and Robert, also the other Robert, the other old guy that was in the movie with Demi Moore. I'd like to eat liver, some farver beans, and a nice Chianti.
I'll pass on Demi Moore.
Really?
No.
Oh, because she's not blonde.
Because I'm just not. I don't know. She doesn't do it for me.
Redford.
Like she did that striptease. She did that striptease movie, and like she comes out and she dances, and she literally looks like a Barbie doll.
You know
Nothing
what
on her
bothers
body
me?
moved. What?
It bothers me that you're not into her, but you got turned on by the stripping part in Jamie Lee Curtis. Eee.
That's a that was more of a that's
Oh,
not
forget it. You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
I don't like that you were turned on by her, but not Demi Moore. Demi Moore is hot, and her face is prettier than Jamie Lee Curtis to me. Jamie
No,
Lee
but
Curtis is a little manly to me in the face. She's got some masculine features.
She was also old. What made that scene funny was
She
the
does have an
actual
amazing body.
setup. No, what set that up was the character she played, the wife, all that. I'm honestly talking about how it fit into the film. But to me, in the striptease movie, I mean, she looked like she was made of marble. Nothing on her moved. She was the most plastic naked person I've ever seen in my life.
Her face is pretty.
I didn't say she wasn't pretty. She just doesn't do anything for me.
What
Will Diddy be able to buy better paperwork? Good God, no. The problem is this. He's Diddy. The whole world knows who Diddy is. Go ahead.
I have to be honest. True Lies was kind of funny. What kind of sick bitch takes the ice cube trays?
I think I told you that story.
You did, but I
had it happen to me.
I love him in that.
That's a really funny movie.
Jamie Lee Curtis, I love her as an actress. I think she's fine. I'm just saying I find her less attractive than Demi Moore. That's all. That's it. That's all I mean by that.
I don't know what it is about Demi Moore. I just don't. She doesn't do it for me.
Who does do it for you?
You, kitten. You do it for me.
When are you going to get it?
Well, here we go again. Here we go again. I'll talk to you about that up there.
Was on. What?
You heard me. Put your hands up. True Lies is one of your favorite movies. I really enjoyed True Lies. I get a very serious kick out of that movie.
It's a good movie, but a favorite? That's intense. Good for you.
It's a very, very funny movie. I really dig it.
True Lies, yeah, it's pretty good.
A lot of funny scenes in that. No, he definitely can't buy better paperwork. He's screwed. I mean, he could, but it would be like showing up and saying, "Here's I'm Sean Combs. Check it out. I'm in here for bank robbery."
I forgot about that line.
I heard about you when you freak out. What?
Love you, son. Did you kill people? Yeah, but they were all bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty good line.
Pam, when we were going to take that cruise, Tommy and I wanted to do a little karaoke. What were we going to sing? We were going to do. Were we going to do Meatloaf? No.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were going to do.
Oh,
we're going to do Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
Were we?
That's the one I thought we were going to do.
Oh, I'll show you. Make it feel right.
Damn, babe, I like it. I thought we were also going to do Let Him Say You Were Crazy.
That could have been it.
That. Wasn't it also the one from Old School?
Yes. Now, as long as we're going to do this, in the 1980s, every single VHS copy of Trading Places in North America, when you played it, it got to that part where she kicks the bathroom door shut with her foot and covers her boobs, and every single tape would go because people would pause it there while Josie's on a vacation far away. Good call. That could work too.
Put your hand in my hand, babe. Don't ever look back. I think that was it.
Let the world around us just fall apart. You can buy Travolta. Yeah, no, I'll tell you what. This is a great question. This is actually a really great question. Can you buy Travolta as an age addict in Pulp Fiction? It's over the top. People don't. People
it's a
really
movie.
don't. They don't go into that, but it's not a bad representation. If you really want to see somebody that sells it, go check out the movie Sid and Nancy, and look at what's his name, the male in the movie. He's absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Smoke, Keith, I would say stick around. It's going to happen any day.
I would say, though, I had a huge crush on Bruce Willis in Pulp Fiction. Remember his name was Punchy?
From who? Yeah, Bruce Willis. Yeah. Palooka.
Punchy.
Yeah. What'd you call me? You know what this is? Huh? Huh? You know what that sound is? Yeah.
You got that?
Pride. Yeah, it's a great scene. Absolutely love that scene. And what's he going back for? He's going back for a watch. Gary Oldman, thank you. Gary Oldman in Sid and Nancy is the best representation of a junkie I've ever seen in a movie. Train Spotting's probably number 2.
Gary
Excellent
Oldman
film.
is a fantastic actor. He's amazing.
And he was a little boy when Sid and Nancy came out because I was in high school when that movie came out.
I thought you said high school.
I did. Excuse me.
I thought you
high
said
school.
high school.
Hands up, as he's calling it.
But high school.
Yeah. Yeah, they grow up so fast, don't they? God help us.
Remember when she wakes up next to him and she's like, "It's okay, Rich," and he's like, "It's Mitch."
Yeah. So what? So do we exchange numbers or?
That's right. I love that movie. Old school, guys. I never saw that movie. Bruce Willis is a sad scenario, by the way.
It is.
Never saw Moonlighting. Never saw it. I will say.
I'm sorry. What?
My dad.
You've never seen Moonlighting?
Moonlighting.
That was my favorite show growing up ever. Basketball Diaries is a great book. The movie was good too. The book is fantastic.
Never saw it.
Never had a chance to. You never saw the movie? Oh, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. He plays
I don't like him anymore now that he's a creeper.
Yeah, he's a creep.
It was Zed, Jellycats. Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby.
Yeah, it is Zed.
I loved him. I loved how he treated his girlfriend. He was like, "Baby, go get some blueberry pancakes." Wasn't he sweet? Punchy?
Yeah. Come on. I'm that guy. I'll go get you chorizo. Hudson really was a good one. Yeah, that's what she wanted. She wanted to try the chorizo. He goes, "Baby, did you get the chorizo?"
No, she's going for breakfast.
Yeah, she wanted chorizo, the sausage.
She says, "I'm going to get blueberry pancakes."
And chorizo. She wanted chorizo sausage.
And then they get it on. Remember that? Although I have to be honest, I don't think he was skilled. They kind of led on to believe that he wasn't very good at that. Did you feel so?
Yeah, nah, they can't all be what's his name? Me. I'm kidding, but seriously. No.
Wow. Did you just pat yourself on the back?
I might have. You leave me alone. Do you remember Gary Oldman and Natalie Portman's first film when she wanted to learn how to be a hitman? Yeah, that's a great called The Professional.
The Professional.
Great. What's the name of the French guy that played
Leon?
He was fantastic. Yeah, Leon was great.
Yeah, Gary Oldman was terrifying in that movie. He was so good in that role.
Yeah,
that was
Fifth
a weird
Element was
movie.
Great too.
Can we talk about that movie for a minute? That was a weird movie. What happened there? I'm uncomfortable with it. I saw it a long time ago. She had the hots for him. She was like 12. Did he have the hots back?
No. Absolutely not. All he did was take care of the kid. That's all he wanted to do.
But it was uncomfortable. Like I remember
just that one scene where she puts on the clothes and is coming out and doing the karaoke stuff. But it's supposed to be, you can see that he's wicked uncomfortable too. He's like, God help us. He doesn't buy into it.
It was weird. It was weird. It was uncomfortable. I never saw that movie, Harry Met Sally.
What?
I was a Scientologist. You don't watch movies. I only got away with it when I was really little because I was really little.
The movie is called The Professional. It's about a hitman, and the hitman is played by this guy. And he plays
Leon.
this. Yeah, I can't think of the actor's name right
I
now,
don't know
but
either.
a lot of talent in that film. Really, really good.
I don't know. It was uncomfortable. That part. I have not seen it in a really long time. No, Kim is Blue. I've never seen that movie. There's probably a lot of classic movies I've never seen.
Well, the next time that, thank you, Jean Renault. The next time we get together, we will, we'll have to watch that.
When Harry Met Sally, is it good?
It's definitely worth watching. There's a very, very funny scene in there in a restaurant that you'll get a kick out of. But yeah, it's a cute story. You'll like it.
I love Meg Ryan, so I'm sure I will. Okay, we'll watch that. I forgot
See
about
that,
movie.
Reese? You have to watch it. That's
The
what it
Professional. I forgot about it because it's been so long since I saw it, but I remember watching it thinking, this is eerie. Like, does he like her back?
No, he wanted to take care of her. In fact, all of the money and all of the cash he had and everything else, he was setting her up to be taken care of in life. He went and talked to the people that he worked with to say he wanted her taken care of. This is a guy that's got no ties to anybody. He's a killer. And he wanted to give this girl a chance.
It was weird. It was weird. Requiem for a Dream ruined my life. That was the most uncomfortable movie I think I've ever seen.
And I want to tell you something about Requiem. From a drug addict standpoint, it's a horrible film because it's not realistic at all. There are a lot of problems with that film just from the drug part of it. For instance, they go in there and they do a drug that makes your pupils go like this and constrict like there's no tomorrow. And every time the guy does it in the movie, they have the pupil doing this one. And it's like everybody that's ever done drugs in the theater are going, what the hell are we doing? It's I hated that film. I didn't yeah, it's not realistic at all. It really isn't. I mean, sure, people definitely lose arms. I know of at least 6 guys that lost arms, but
what?
Requiem, yeah, I knew at least 6 guys that lost an arm. They get infections and
like
they don't go
diabetes. What do you mean?
They get infections from shooting dope, and they get super paranoid. They think if they go to the hospital, the hospital is going to call the cops. The cops are going to come in, and they wait too long, and they have to have their arms removed. It's happened to half a dozen people that I know.
Thank you.
Last.
I'm uncomfortable with that. Reese, my late BFF is your doppelganger. I've never seen you before, but you two could be identical twins. That's crazy.
Do you have her phone number?
He's sleeping with her. I knew it. I knew Tommy was doing something.
Do you have her number?
He's been up to something.
I would just like to maybe take both of you out to dinner once. You know, I think that might be fun. Just a thought.
And that is the definition of a really good guy.
Yeah, I just wanted to see you. That's all. Mm-hmm. More of you, the better. Can you imagine having dinner with 2 of you? It would be so much nicer.
Twins, Basil.
Twins, Basil. Good choice. Well played. Well played.
Oh, Lisa, that's sad. She passed away. Okay, now it's not funny, and you just made a bunch of jokes.
Oh, yeah, no, that does suck.
That's horrible.
It takes all the fun of it.
That's very sad.
Oh, I am really sorry.
Yeah, Allison, you're right. I should have seen that. Yeah. Allison's right.
We're not bright, and certainly not. We're not.
I have an excuse. Tommy really doesn't. He went to school.
Wait a second. What excuse? What, that I went to school? That's not an excuse. I was
raised in a cult.
Yeah, but you're smarter than I am. So you don't get to ride that one any. Yeah, but you don't get to ride that one any. Yes, thank you, Chow Yun Smut. They don't call it dope for nothing. See, I can say that. You could say you were raised in a cult. I could say they don't call it dope for nothing. Either way.
I was a drug addict. That applies to me too.
Well, that's true. No, you did ride the dope train for a while, didn't you? Rest in peace, Irv Gotti. Yeah, Irv is gone.
Wow.
Any thoughts on 15 years later, Taylor Swift coincidentally presenting B the award? Well, you know, the Carters own the Grammys. It's You know what I mean? Like Reese and I have that channel that we do, Cults and Crims. We're going to be doing a show on it tomorrow night. We do them every Friday on Cults and Crims. They have, the Beyonce and her husband.
Sorry, every Friday?
Every Friday. We have Cults and Crims. They have the Grammys. It's their little thing they can play with. So yeah, they run that. That's why they have more they have more Grammys than anyone in history.
No, Mary, I haven't seen that movie either. Next Friday, I'm sorry, every Friday?
Yes, every Friday.
Next Friday is Valentine's Day, so I'm sorry, but
I wasn't told. I'm sorry.
I have
what is this Valentine's Day of that you speak? Here, hold my beer.
I have a guy that asked me out, and I'm trying to decide, because you're in Arizona, I'm here. What if it's platonic?
You had a guy ask you out for Valentine's?
I know a guy.
Okay, well, I would, really not want to hold that up. Now you got me feeling guilty, and that.
Chow Yun Smut. You guys, I love that everybody knows what that means. I have to say it real quick for those that don't know.
Okay.
When Tommy and I first were together, when we first met, it was on a stream on a panel of people playing a game. It was a game night, and I wanted to climb him like a tree already. I said, "Give me that. Let me get a hold of that criminal." The only thing about Tommy that was awful was he dyed his mustache and beard, and
I did not stop that.
He looked like Sam Elliott in Roadhouse in a bad way. Like it was really
Roadhouse.
Terrible. It was like a Steven Seagal movie. He looked like he walked straight out of Above the Law from 1987. It was really terrible. But I saw potential, and I said, "Look, we can work with that. Let me get rid of this pesky husband." So what happened was, the question on this game show was, who is the least likely to shave their genital area? And I said, nobody vote for me on that one because my routine. And I said, I shave my panty hamster every Friday. And Tommy laughed so hard, and he leaned forward into the camera and he went, "I'm sorry, every Friday?"
Let's just checking.
Hey, redo it. Say it.
We actually have a pretty good short of it, but I went, I'm sorry, every Friday?
And I said, "I'm a blonde." And he was so uncomfortable. And he went, "Okay." And I said, "You can't really see it." And he was like, "Yeah." It was so cute. And he was like,
it was excellent. I'm not sure that I was uncomfortable. I think I was just like, I was running it through my head, and I thought, I don't know about the 1 day a week thing.
I shave my ham wallet every Friday.
I think it kind of has to happen more than once a week, was kind of what I was getting at. And since then, we've kind of come to the conclusion that probably is the case. Maybe it's a twice a week thing. Maybe it happens every Wednesday and every Saturday.
Why do you need it more than once a week? I mean, you have this full beard. I still don't understand.
It's the lips.
Your lips?
Yeah.
Or mine.
I was actually referring to mine, but it could go either way on that. Yeah. It's like planing a door. You know what I mean?
You don't want to
if you wait,
get whisker burn on your whisker biscuit. I got that.
If the problem is that if you wait and only do it 1 day a week, you literally can take paint off a wall if you sort of brush up against it while walking by.
Soft hairs. They're very soft. They're not.
You're right. They're not.
Babe, they're not like a cactus.
When they first start coming in, sunshine, they're a little prickly.
Take it back.
They're a little prickly when they first start coming in.
That's rude.
I've spent a little time down.
You're being rude.
I've done a little research. I prefer twice a week. I don't think that's horrible.
I told you I would do Tuesday and Friday. It's just a lot of work.
Yes, but I think
just so you know,
never need to shave again. It's normal. Well, that's how I started, Patty. Listen, no, I'm not putting up with this, and I'll tell you why. Because I am a product of the old days. I had no problem with the bush. I was completely cool with it. And then you guys went and got rid of it, right? Didn't consult with me. I was freaked out for a good 7 or 8 months out there going, what in the hell is going on, right? I was completely freaked out. Now I've gotten accustomed to it. And now everybody wants to start going back. I think you guys need to get together as a group and figure out what you're going to do. And
Yeah,
then,
well,
let
we
me know.
did, and it's every Friday. Okay, so here's
I
what
think the
happened.
rest of the group's doing it twice a week. That's all I'm saying.
Let me just tell you something. I'm going to tell you
Okay.
something, fella, that you don't know. You don't know about this, do you? I bought a gift for myself that's actually for you. So I was scrolling through Facebook Reels one day, and this commercial came on, and this lady said, "This is the best razor. If you're a stripper, it gets your whole panty hamster clean as a whistle." And I said, "You know what? I got this credit card here, $40. I did it. Still in the box because I don't have a significant other here. So who cares? I let it go
That is
wild."
a Valentine's Day gift right
Yeah.
there. So
Yep.
who asked earlier what you're getting for Tommy for Valentine's Day?
You're
Ding,
welcome.
ding, ding, ding. That's what you're
You're
getting
welcome.
Tommy for
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. And
So
I
anyway,
appreciate that.
I got this stripper razor and I couldn't be more excited. It's really going to be an exciting time for you, fella.
I'm telling you.
Take your time while you're there. I want you to really experience it, okay?
Yeah, I am willing to put this to the test. In fact, I think I should do a product review.
That's a great idea. Maybe they could be a sponsor for my channel, and you could.
I would love that.
Testimonial.
I would love that. Maybe a before and after. Like this. Get down in there. So, film from behind. Last week when I was doing this,
I could totally you could get down there and I could go live and you could say, "Guys, we could do that." I think that's smart. You're always thinking ahead. And I
right?
really so
No,
advanced.
picture the camera angle, right? Here, this is you. All right, crew. Last week while I was doing this,
incredibly
get
modern.
back in. I like this, the before and after thing.
So original.
I don't know if you're too young. You're too young, but there are a lot of people here who are going to remember this. There was a commercial that used to be on TV where a guy would take a credit card, a girl, I'm sorry, would take a credit card, and she would go up to a guy and go, right, on one side, and then on the other, and it would be foam versus edge. I could go down there and do it like that. This is the original, and you'd hear the noise it makes when you scrape on it with the credit cards. Anybody remember those? Put a 2 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about.
Maria said, "You guys are making me hot and bothered. I may have to go get offline and bother my husband." I wish I could.
Give him hell. Tell him Tommy sent you.
Maria, I wish I could. I really wish I could. And Valentine's Day is next Friday. And
you know what? Look, this is the real world. Bits of tissue.
That's always
bits
embarrassing.
of white tissue blotting.
That's happened to us, hasn't it?
Sure. Nothing, no problem here. We're all friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Margie Barr says, "Nair, not putting a razor down there." I'll be really honest. I prefer button fly jeans. I don't even like a zipper that close to my boys. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. See, and I think it's rude too that you complain about this. I don't complain to you. I don't care what you do. I still have skills. It doesn't matter what if it's every Friday or once a month. I don't care. I take care of biz.
Apples and oranges. These are two completely
no,
different
actually,
things.
It's more like a full-on banana. What?
No, we are comparing two different things that make absolutely no sense. And for that, I'm afraid I'm going to have to cry.
Apples and oranges. It's twig and berries.
Well, there's that. That might be a better way to put it. But an Apple lady works quite nicely. She says, unfortunately, I think the whole premise of the Apple lady is just that you yank the stuff out by the root, isn't it? That seems like.
Sorry, what was that?
You heard it was just a yank that stuff out.
Pushing a shopping cart, or
it was a lawnmower.
Oh, I love that idea, Christy Anise. Aww.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. All right, you dear.
I love that, Alana. Did you see her comment?
What?
Can we do a Valentine's stream? Single Awareness Day.
Yeah, I think that would be a hell of an idea. I don't see why we couldn't do that.
Can we talk
about the? No, we can't say that word because that word means something completely different in other countries, right? The hoo-ha is sometimes referred to as that in other countries. And I had people write to me and go, "You do know what you're saying, don't you?" It's like calling it the pea pack. And I said, "No, I had no idea." So these days I don't talk about the. Well, I'm nothing if not classy.
So what are we doing tomorrow then on Colton Crims? What's the point?
I don't understand the question.
Well, I like to talk about that stuff. The panty hamster,
Well, and we can. We do it on your channel all the time.
the whisker biscuit.
Yeah. That's right. Cats, fanny. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Pachanga?
What's that?
That's funny. Hey, Mandy. Yeah, Yadira. It depends though if you have Wagyu beef curtains or not. And I only have 2. Some women have 4.
You're a 2 flapper.
I have 2 flaps. And Tommy says that that's rare, right? There's more 4 flaps than 2. Is this right?
In my experience, it's been that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I've only known 3. So out of that 3, it was 2 of them were 4 flappers. I mean, 2 of them were, you know what I'm saying. It was
No, I don't.
Zoe Bird, thank you. You look fantastic in green.
You had a 3 flapper?
No, no, there's no 3 flapper. No, I said I've been with 3 women, and of those, there were 2. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I'm sure. No,
2 4s and 1 2. So yes, it is rare in my experience.
3, you say?
Yes, 3.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. See, Yadira knows. I was told there'd be no math.
So far this year, you mean? Like so far this year?
No, I've been with nobody but you since being with you. And I think you know that. I am nothing if not faithful.
Uh-huh. I don't know what the 3 nonsense is. Babe.
What?
Why don't you be truth telling?
Okay, so there was a lot more than 3.
There was a lot more than 3. Yeah.
I was a bit of a well, I wasn't a good person for a long time, but I am now. I got to agree with Tommy, ladies. If you're going to shave, don't go longer than 3 days. It hurts because it's awful rug burn. That's right. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
You know, you used to not care. It's weird that the longer we've been together, now you complain about it.
Well, I spend a lot more time down there now.
Do you? You're in Tucson.
No, I mean when we're together, you hat.
What do you
know
mean?
What I mean?
You spend more time down there than you did in the beginning?
Yeah, I think I do.
Why?
Probably because I'm into it.
You weren't into it before? Is that what you're trying to say?
Boy, you couldn't win. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're not making any sense. Why don't you clear up your speaking? Sprechen the Deutsch?
Do it more now than I did in the beginning.
You feel more like you do now than you did earlier?
I feel a lot more like I do now than I did before.
Sprechen the Deutsch? Babe.
I have no problem with a nicely manicured landing strip. That's okay. Just keep it away from the business end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to.
No.
What? Pipe in a crepe? Bong in a blintz? Smoking a pancake?
You spend just as much time. You've always been in love with Penelope. When have you not? Lately. Why? That kind of hurts my feelings.
Because she's lovely. Because she's absolutely lovely. No, because over time you fall in love. Don't be silly.
Yes, Alana, I do. You do like to sing to her.
I do. Dog shame.
It's so cute, you guys. It's so cute to have your cooter sang to. It's adorable.
We are on the lifeboat.
All right, then. Everybody have a good evening, and we'll do it tomorrow night on Colts and Crims. Muffet Lou, absolutely. Kristen, Melinda. I'm not sure either.
Yeah, we have. You guys have that effect on us. You know what it is? We're just vajazzle. There'll be no vajazzling.
Is there a special song? What song do you normally sing?
You know what it is? You got your ball, you got your chain. Oh, you got no song. No song whatsoever to tell me how to be dancing like that.
That is not what you sang.
In the middle of a dry spell.
Yeah, I was gonna say you sing Black Velvet into my bag.
I do sing Black Velvet.
Yeah, that's it.
I do usually
That's it.
sing.
You do
but
not sing
the ball
Dave
and chain was a
Matthews.
joke. The Dave Matthews was actually a joke to make Quibs laugh, but it worked. Man.
He doesn't sing
But it
Dave
worked.
Matthews into my panty hamster. He have sang Black Velvet.
Yes, I have multiple times.
Yeah.
Black Velvet is one of the songs I like to sing. I think. What else?
Bill. Yeah, you sang another. Didn't you sing another '80s song?
Well, I've sang a lot of '80s songs. Usually Josie. Josie's spent a lot of time getting
You sing
fired
that
into the old.
into her though. You've never sang that into her.
Yeah, actually, the first one that I ever did where I went, yeah. Think about it. Yes, think about it.
Vacation far away. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually in the mid. Well,
You know, next time you're in there, you know what I want you to do? Really, because I want you to do this. I want you to go, and a Diddy song was on. I want you to sing that really loud.
I'm pretty sure I have. I'm pretty sure the night in question, I actually did that.
I want you to softly whisper into my vagina and go, butterflies fly away.
Yeah. Do you know what the trolls are going to do to this tomorrow? Do you know the shorts we're going to be seeing? Comment, when I first moved to Dallas, I had a patient who was a stripper. She got her, got it right reduced up, did she? She got the curtains trimmed. It was 1985, and I was confused. Were they like sails on a boat? Yeah, I think that's probably why they trimmed.
You've had that happen. Didn't you call her Noodle?
I have. No, I never ever called someone Noodle, but thank you very much for.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not, but thank you.
My face is so red from that. You called her Noodle.
No, I did. No, I did not. Good God, man. Yeah, you know what? And I know exactly who you're talking about. Here's the thing: like, if you went to high school with me, everyone goes, "I know exactly who they're talking about." But I was not the one to ever start that. I did mention to you what she was called, but I did not. For you to say it that way was horrible.
Didn't she have noodle flaps?
Yeah, she had some issues.
Yeah,
but I never. But I never said that.
You slept with her. You experienced the
noodles. Sound like
Noodles at company.
You sound like the lawyer from Liar Liar. You slept with her.
You gave her dog a sausage. You stuffed her like a Thanksgiving turkey. Oh wow.
Oh God, that's yeah. I'll never live this feed down. This one's gonna be one for the
I will say
books.
Though, mine is nice. Correct? You said that
fabulous.
The last time you said
absolutely fabulous.
You said it was tight.
I will not lie. It's perfect.
I don't have noodles, right?
No, you do not.
No, they're nice. Don't you call it puff? Ooh.
Yes.
That didn't age well. Isn't that Diddy's name?
Yeah, no, but I could listen to you all night better than a TV show. Laugh my ass off, Reese. Your face got bright and red. First time I've seen that. Yeah, first time.
Yeah. Yeah. Chow Yun Smart. I love that play on words. Look at that one, babe. Underneath Kristen.
Send nudes. Good God.
But you really explained how there's different areas of that, and you said that mine were great.
100%. Yeah, I'm.
You said that mine were rare, and that like most men really like that.
I can't speak for most men, but I can speak for the guys I was in the joint with, and I'm a fan of a little bit of the puff. I prefer a little. What are we doing? We're on the lifeboat. Knock this off. Tune in tomorrow night at Colson Crimson. I will let my hair down.
We'll pick up where we left off. I think we should address this tomorrow night.
I'd be more than happy to. And see that? Can you see that? That is the wedding ring, folks. It's just been sized, and I'm waiting to put it back on my girl's finger. And yeah, I would have liked to have it to been a surprise, but I get 10 or 15 questions a day about it. It's I'm not that far ahead. I'm not. What makes you think I'm ahead? You don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Did I just admit that I was gay? Did I miss that? What
I
the
didn't
hell
get
did I?
that.
I don't know what I just admitted to on the last time I checked. I was pretty straight.
Yeah, he's definitely, I would say, straight.
Yeah, I'm the not that there's anything wrong with that, but I am definitely not gay.
Yeah, no, he's definitely into the panty hamster. All right, well then we will pick up tomorrow where we left off, and I'm looking forward to getting my ring back.
Yeah, well,
If you're not going to come, maybe you could mail it.
No, I'm not mailing it. So I'm going to come and put it on your finger, and I'm going to get down on one knee when I do it, and that's how this thing works. No sex, please. We're British. Okay, we'll tighten up our game. We'll make sure that does not happen again. Mary E. Baronzoni, glad that you're here. Thoughts and prayers with you.
Yes, babe, for your husband, of course. I think she said because you said you like Puff.
Yes. I
love you, Kala. Thank you, Patty. Guys, this was fun tonight. Thank you for having me on the boat. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate that. Tommy and I do a lot of stuff together.
You know what? It's fun to laugh.
Thank you, Sandy Sue. I'm told Tommy said that I have a great vag. Abigail, what time?
She's got it going on. Yeah, I am. Isn't it fun? No lie. When's the last time you came on and just had an opportunity to do a show and laugh your butt off? You know what I mean? Things have been,
to be totally honest,
pretty uptight. Yeah?
It's our channels. We can say what we want, even though this is the boat. I mean, people can make fun and go, I don't like that. It is Tommy's house, and he can choose to do a stream however he wants.
There's definitely no question.
Abigail said, what time tomorrow night on Colts and Crims? We usually do around this time. Are you skipping the boat tomorrow night to do Colts and Crims, or are you going to try to cram in both?
No, I'll get a lifeboat in, but don't worry about it. I can do we can go over and do it at the same time. You want to do it at 7? You want to do it at this time?
Sure.
Okay, then then look for us tomorrow on the boat between from 7 o'clock to 9ish or so, 9:30, whatever. We'll do it then. And,
maybe you could do a boat before, so you're not doing a really.
That's
late
the plan.
boat.
Yeah, that's the.
Kim
plan.
is blue. Yeah, every Friday.
Better be every Friday and Tuesdays as well. You know.
Oh, and Sandy Sue, thank you for that. That's kind. It's like a night with friends. Don't change a thing. Yeah, every once in a while you got to rock the boat on the boat.
You know what? It's nice to get together and laugh, and you know what? It's all in love. It really is. We're pretty close. We have some fun.
Yes, guys. Thanks for having me again. I think somebody asked for my channel. Kristen.
Yeah, if you got a wrench, put that up there real quick, would you?
Kristen Melinda did. Thank you, gal. Kristen Melinda's all over it. I love her. Tommy does know how to cram it in. Chow Yun Smut.
Yeah, I try to get it worked in. You know.
Lisa Ayers, Kristen Melinda just put it up. It's called Relatable Reese. Come on over there. We have a lot of fun.
I promise you won't regret it. And with the everything we've got going on with the gestures and that we're releasing next week, we're probably going to be releasing that first one, I would imagine, on Relatable Reese. So if you haven't hit subscribe over there, you're going to have to. Then you may as well do it now. Yeah, that was all right.
Nice chatting with you, fella.
Yeah, you're just saying that.
Maybe you could do something about it sometime.
Yeah, I probably could.
I am in my
we need
prime,
to laugh, especially now with all the craziness going on. And there is a lot of craziness going on, and we all know that, right? So we're going to try to keep it light and fluffy and fun, and we're not going to change.
Hopefully, I got some fluffy for you right here.
It better not be that fluffy every Friday. You guys know who we are, and we love you guys. We really do. So we'll see you on the next one. Between now and then, do me a favor and reach out and try to save somebody. We will see you tomorrow night on Colts and Crims.
Thanks, guys.
Between now and then, do it. Do it right. Bye-bye. And